No, you can't.
Which is why Roger spoiled me by accident.
You mean on One Piece?
That was egregious. What Roger did was egregious.
No. We're not talking about the shadow thing. We're talking about something else.
Insane.
Yeah.
Well, not spoilers off for Sonic.
Okay, see, now I don't know what he's talking about, so I'm just gonna shut up.
Wait, whoa! I did not see Sonic 2 yet.
Nah, it's been a month, Scoot. You had your time.
What?
It's over. It's over, Scoot. It's been a month. It's over. In
You're
movie
gonna get
time.
spoiled.
Nah, what are you gonna spoil? What are you gonna tell me?
Do you really want me to do it?
Go ahead, do it.
What's on your face?
What's on my face? I don't
No,
know.
But do you really want to be spoiled on
He's
Doctor
talking to
Strange?
his
though?
kid, I think.
Well, I watched it yesterday. You can't spoil it.
Oh, okay. You saw it. Okay, good.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Oh, you saw Doctor Strange?
Yeah, you can't spoil
Has
it.
everyone here saw it?
What are you
Yeah,
doing with Doctor Strange?
I just got
Doctor-
back from seeing it.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I would say.
Yeah,
I saw
Excellent.
it
Right on,
on
right on.
Monday.
Excellent. So we could freely say
Somewhat.
Wanda dies then, right?
Oh my goodness.
What is wrong with you?
I mean, she's not even really.
we're not live.
Dead.
That's
Are
kind
we
of.
live? Oh, wait,
He's
no,
yes, he's
It's a
alive.
fake spoiler. It's a fake spoiler. That's why I said it. Yeah.
Doctor Strange technically dies if you want to be a smartass.
Roger just wants to see the world burn.
I do.
How can the world burn if they were never on fire, McDarrett? It wasn't even a real spoiler, bro.
I would not actually spoil anything.
Roger just be saying shit and it ends up becoming a spoiler. So who knows?
That is also true. Maybe that might be true 6 movies from now. I don't know.
I just say like the shadow thing was like the problem was, and that could happen. You're like, yeah, I'm just gonna say this. Doesn't matter. And it's like, oh wait, that's it. Ooh, oops. It's like just don't.
Yeah.
Just don't.
Hey, man. If he says some shit and it ends up being true, whose fault is that?
Hey,
That's right. Exactly. Not my problem.
Isn't
No,
it their fault for being predictable?
if he actually, that's true. Never mind.
And there it is.
What should I predict? The One Piece is friendship.
No. I was gonna say
You
if you
better
predict
not, you
another spoiler-
motherfucker.
It probably is.
No, it's
At this
not.
point-
The One Piece was confirmed to be a physical object. Bro.
It is. Yeah, it's a bottle of sake, actually. It's a bottle of sake that was brewed by Joy Boy.
We all know it's gonna be something.
Yeah.
Yeah, at this point, I feel like you can't.
It's gonna be like a.
It's a bottle of Gold Roger's piss, bro.
Yeah.
What?
Bro, what?
It's a fucking piss bottle that he
Oh,
didn't have
my
access
God.
to. He didn't have access to a bathroom,
He
bro.
was laughing.
He didn't have
Oh,
access to a
no.
bathroom. He was just peeing in that bottle, bro.
Oh, man.
Hell no.
What were you drinking in this picture?
Bourbon. Yeah, it was bourbon.
Bourbon.
He was drinking the piss. The One Piece.
Nah, I want to let
Yeah.
y'all
Bro,
know.
God.
Weird.
I want to let y'all know that was all him. I was over there, not drinking bourbon, drinking my nice little glass of water. You know
Well, I was
You
about
had
to,
water,
the
I
reason
had
I brought
bourbon,
it up
yeah.
was because I see 5 cups there, and I was gonna say Shofu doesn't drink.
No.
Those are not
No,
cups.
Those aren't cups. No, so the little. I mean, we can talk about it on the show. We'll talk about it on the show. It's
Oh no!
podcast.
Hey, they went stupid in
We'll
that
explain.
restaurant. I'll tell you
They
that.
did indeed. Yes, sir.
That shit
They're gonna
was
see.
crazy.
Woo-hoo-hoo.
I'm looking forward to mine, bro.
Very good. It's gonna be good.
I thought
2
you
weeks.
were putting the shots back.
Why is Roger's steak so red, bro?
I love it, man.
It's
As it
medium
should be.
Medium
That's
rare,
how it should
dude.
be.
It's medium
That's
rare.
not steak. It don't look like medium rare.
It's
to
the
me.
light.
Maybe
It's the
picture.
lighting. It's the lighting.
It was
I
the
think it's
lighting
the
for
picture.
sure.
It was dark
Yeah,
as
you'll-
fucking there.
yeah.
You know how the steakhouse is.
I can tell by the presentation that steak was good.
That steak
was
was
amazing.
incredible, man.
Incredible. One of the best I've ever eaten.
And it was like $5 million.
Hey, but you didn't have to pay.
That's right. He didn't. That's true.
I just want to let it be known I would have gladly paid if I had to.
Of course.
I just,
Of course.
I said I'm
But it's a
broke,
steak
but I ain't
dinner, of
that
course.
broke. You know what I'm saying? I'm broke as hell.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Not broke 22.
Look, man, young broke boy in the building.
That's gonna
I'm
be
back.
good.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not the comeback.
I don't get much. Look, young broke boy. Tax season comes around, I'm broke. Holiday season comes around, we up. You know what I'm saying?
There we go.
It's a vicious cycle, bro. It's a vicious cycle,
Bro,
man.
there's not much.
Drop
There's
over-
not much time in between those two.
Wait, that's April and fucking November, bro. That's a lot of fucking time. Oh, you talking about the other way around? Okay, there.
The other way around.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Nah, you're right. You're right. You're right.
Look,
You're right.
like
You're
5
right.
months,
nah.
bro. That winter months are grueling. What you
On
talking
God,
about? Grueling?
bro. January, February, bro.
For who?
What you mean?
Everybody.
You make less money in January and February because it's right after the holidays.
The first quarter.
Them ads
is
not hitting like that,
grueling,
man.
Fidel, what is this Sonic
Can't
picture
relate.
from?
Oh, Tito, you got the thing?
But what is this from? Why is he so ominous?
He's not here, bro.
It's the Sonic CD opening.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's when he's like
not here.
he's turning forward and
And we're
there's
not
just
doing
a
that other
frame
thing, guys.
where
No,
he
no, no.
looks menacing.
Why does he look like a dog that just pissed on the floor and he's looking at the owner?
Kinda.
Bro, it's such a funny frame. It's literally from the game. It's just halfway through his opening cycle.
Okay, I'm gonna say I can't see this chat.
Huh?
Oh, true.
Oh,
The chat.
I can't see the I'll give you the roll. Hold up.
Oh, the pod. Yeah, give him the podcast guest roll. Yeah.
I was looking around like.
There we go. There we go.
Oh.
There we go.
Guests can't see it, or was Scoot just
No,
not
guests can
guest?
see it for sure. They can't see the private
Oh,
one where we're
okay.
talking about like
Oh, okay, I see.
games coming out. That's all. But
I guess I just assumed he had it already.
yeah. Yeah, Scoot's here. We're good.
Nice.
All right, man. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and roll the good old intro.
Roll it.
Filet mignon. It sounds delicious just to say it, doesn't it? But if you ask any steak connoisseur, the filet is in fact in a league all its own. Today we are at Bourbon Steak in Glendale. Bourbon Steak in Glendale. Bourbon Steak in Glendale.
They done let the my style, chopping shit what I be on, cruising on my neck and wrist, chosen with the diamonds on, belly of the beast, these niggas stacking up they pockets wrong, hit him like a pacifist, he bugging, leave his body gone, knock it off, Douglas Bullet singing, I'm a demon, new block, hit with a beam, boys a leader, we're here, baby, pussy like Absalom, we making all y'all high, let's throw your comrade, we the long arm tribe, you knock those guys, play me in the shots gon' fly,
I asked you to do a quick taste test of your steak. See how everything is? See if it's good. Let's do this taste test. This is the Kentucky 12-ounce sirloin. That's what I like to see, my guy. Hands on crew, we in there. Shofu, how was it?
Really good, incredible, amazing, spectacular.
Animals, we looking like it's on. Nigga, I just let it go. I'm Burgess 30 when the 40 lift. Shofu been the illest. I read that shit off a pony glyph.
Filet mignon. It sounds delicious just to say it.
Hello, everybody, and what is going on to the Japan Time podcast for May 9th, 2022. And all I got to say is if you didn't see the fly, you aren't a real
Why
one.
was there
Joining
a fly
me,
in the
but
video?
you have
What the fuck was that, bro? What was I unknowingly eating in there? I couldn't see shit. It was dark as hell. There's flies and shit everywhere. No, I can't.
Your shit was contaminated, bro.
I can't believe this.
God, that's so funny. We were going through the different video files, and I saw that one, and I'm like, I gotta include this one. This is so funny. I didn't even see it.
What the fuck? That's why it's dark in there. Okay,
No, but legitimately, it was, absolutely amazing. Me and Shofu had a really good time. So, of course, joining me this week, we got my co-host, Shofu. What's going on? What's up?
If we take this footage to the restaurant, you think, like what you think they're going to say, bro? This is
They're
not
gonna
a
say
good,
you put it there. It's gonna
this
be
is not
like
a
a
good look for anybody
thing in
involved.
Baratier.
This is not a
I'm
good
sure
look
that's
for
what it
anybody
was.
involved, bro.
You tell them that you showed
I'll
your
take
podcast.
this video up there and give
my
you another
God.
free dinner, bro. I gotta.
There's no way. Absolutely no way. But welcome, Shofu. Yeah, honestly, dinner really was really, really good. We were talking about it earlier in the call as well. Like, I don't know what sauce that was that they put on the steak, but it was excellent.
Some tomatoey concoction.
It's like chili or something. Really good.
Are you talking about the red sauce underneath? Or on top?
Yeah. The red sauce that was underneath.
It was tomatoey, I think.
Yeah, it was good. We got the black truffle mac and cheese. We got the what was like the Kentucky steak, right? Wasn't that what it was? The half marbled one?
Yes, sir.
Kentucky
yes, sir.
12 ounce. It was delicious. We had these little fancy French fry duck fat things that they brought to the table.
That's what those cups are. They brought the big cups had fries in them with 3 different seasonings on each of them because the seasoning on the fries went with the dip that they served with the fries. It was crazy, bro. I ain't ever seen
really
it
good.
like that, man.
And then Shofa wasn't drinking, but I had their signature bourbon flight, which was like a honey bourbon. It got progressively sweeter as the night went on. That was really good. And then the cheesecake slice that you saw in there was like caramel apple, wasn't it? And it was like a sugar piece that they put in the middle.
No, it was like a sesame bark thing.
You're right. It was a sesame bark thing. Yeah. Either way, it was fantastic, and I am looking forward to having another steak dinner later in the month with Viram and with Ricky when we get to Combo Breaker. So, Viram, I'm actually going to start things off by introducing you. How are you, buddy?
I have dipped my toes into the incredibly deep well that is Final Fantasy XIV.
Let's go!
Oh, wow.
I'm so sorry, my brother.
For the first time?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I've been
That is
playing
what I like to hear. Welcome.
I've been on it for like a week and a half. I'm still on ARR, but I'm having a grand old time.
I'm telling you, you're going to fly through it. I bet you by the time that I beat Shadowbringers, you'll be starting Shadowbringers.
Huh? You mean Heaven's Word?
No, I mean Shadowbringers.
You're on crack.
No, because Stormblood's been taking a long time. That's why I'm saying by the time...
Each expansion gets longer, bro.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So by the time I beat Shadowbringers, he'll be at the beginning of Shadowbringers.
You're on crack.
You know, he might fuck around and be right.
I don't know. Viram would have to sit there and just sweat it out.
Bro,
Well, are you streaming it or are you just playing it on your own?
Nah, I'm just playing it in my own time.
Oh, dude, he's for sure going to catch up. Easily. Are you kidding me?
Chris beat the whole thing up until Endwalker in like under a week or something dumb like that.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. By the way, the person talking right now is Tito.
I don't think... all right.
What's going on, Tito? How are you, buddy?
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We out here. We talking about, hey, go buy my merch or don't. Whatever. But you know, Ricky got off light today, but don't worry. Justice will be held today.
Absolutely. And actually, yeah, your merch can be found on japantime.shop, where we may be potentially launching a new piece of merch by the end of the show. So if you're interested in getting some new Japan Time merch, stick around till the end, because something might go live as soon as we end. Somebody who definitely does not have the money to do that, though, is Fadel, because he's consistently being ignored by industry people. What's going on, Fadel? How are you, buddy?
I was not being ignored.
Hold on, Fidel. You broke?
No, I'm not broke. I'm right here. I'm not broke. I would never be broke 2022.
Then
I'm
why do
alive.
you have a broken microphone? What was the... if you're not broke, explain the broken microphone.
I do. It's not. I don't know what it is, bro. This
It's not... Okay, so then you just admitted it's not broken, so he was ignoring you then, is what you're telling us.
Jeff Keighley puts me on the thing. My mother calls me. It's Mother's Day. I can't be like, hey, go away.
Literally not true.
it messes
Mother's
up-
Day was yesterday. It's not today.
Exactly. It
Today
was yesterday.
Summer Games
That's what I'm
Fest.
saying. Yesterday was when he did the Summer Games Fest call on Twitter. You know what I mean? So I did that. It messed up the audio, but he let me back in. I asked him, and Sonic Frontiers will be there.
For sure. Guaranteed. Japan Time exclusive. Going to be on My Nintendo News. Sonic Frontiers will be there.
Yeah, go ahead, my Nintendo. Do what you got to do.
All right. There you go. And someone else who's got to do what they got to do every time a Sonic game comes out. We've got McDareth. What's going on, McDareth?
I was just like, what is he going to say for me this time?
Of course.
I wasn't
nothing bad.
Yeah, okay. Doing fine. Just got back from the movie. We're going to talk about it later, but...
The Sonic movie with shadows at the end? That's crazy.
Why
you're
would
all
you
just
say that, though? You
just
didn't have
demons.
to say that.
Just
You knew Scoot didn't see the movie.
He's
Just
right.
Prior to this.
Dang, man. Unbelievable.
Just demons. I don't need to know anyone who's watching. I'm always against spoilers. I'm here trying to give you time to see whatever is coming out. It's not in my hands. Just know that.
Bro, shut up.
No.
You motherfuckers spoil everything.
It is optional content. They can go away and watch it later.
Okay. Here's the thing. If it was a video that says spoilers on the thumbnail of the video and in the start of the video, yes, you can just
in the
leave.
title, bro. What are you talking about? It's in the title.
It's a podcast. Anyone could just spin and be spoiled. That's just my point.
Oh my
That's just
god,
my
what's
point.
your fucking deal,
sick.
buddy?
You're sick.
This is insane. It says spoiler in the title. If they hear spoilers, they can
And
leave.
do you think people read Twitch titles?
How the fuck is that my problem? What the fuck is going on?
Look,
here?
we're not worried. We're not worried.
What is going
That's
on?
that you know doesn't work, bro. That's all I'm saying.
Exactly. We're not worried about the stupid people who don't read Twitch titles. We only care about the people who have good Twitch titles, who always read, who are always on time. We got Mike. What's going on, Mike? Thank you for joining us this week.
I'm doing good. Hope you're doing good as well.
I'm doing fantastic. I'm also doing fantastic because Coast is in the call today. What's going on, Coast?
Hey, Marvel gamers.
Oh,
Okay. Don't say that like I'm not damn near the only one that played any of the last two Marvel games.
Did you play the Guardians of the Galaxy game?
It was in my top 5 games of the year.
I forgot about that.
It's very good.
I guess that's actually something we should bring up in news is the fact that they're closing that studio.
Yeah,
So
they're
that-
not closing.
Wait,
They're not
what?
closing it.
They're not
They are
closing
They
it.
sold them. They sold them.
They
Oh,
sold
they
it.
sold them. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I was
So
gonna
wait,
bring
so
that
what?
up.
What was the exact thing that happened then? I mean, we might as well talk about it right now.
So they haven't been making.
Whoa.
Mhm.
Bro, did you forget about someone?
I'm not forgetting about Zeph. Don't worry. I'm finding the right segue for him. Don't worry. We're going to have this conversation.
Why the
It's
hell
going to
are we
naturally
gonna have a
flow.
whole topic?
We're not
discussion?
because we're
him.
talking. You'll see. You'll see. Just trust the segues. That's fine.
All right. So Square Enix said, "Yeah, we don't have anything that we can do with these IPs. Let's sell them." And so they sold them for like, what was it, 300 million?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
like
sold all
300
their
million.
Western stuff for 300 million.
Yeah. So they sold them to damn. What the hell-
Embracer
what-
Group /
Yeah,
THQ
Yeah,
Embracer
Nordic.
Group.
yeah, Embracer Group. So they have like the rights to I think it's Saints Row. They have affiliation with Gearbox.
They
bunch
have
of
Tomb
other
Raider.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
they have,
basically
so now
Deus
they have
Ex.
Tomb Raider. They have Deus
All their
Ex.
Western stuff, basically.
Yeah,
like
all of-
THQ
all of
Nordic has
Square.
basically been on a tear of finding IPs that were big once and have like fell under because of many different reasons and bringing them back. Like they just did not just, but they re-released like Kingdoms of Amalur and a new HD version of that game, so stuff like that. So like now any IP that was held by those studios at Square, which is never going to publish, probably has more chance than it's ever had.
All that matters is THQ brought back SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom.
Nobody's talking about SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom.
That's cap. That's
It's a
cap.
very
That's
good
cap.
game. I mean,
Yeah.
It's free. I mean, it's free. It's free on PSN right now, right? If you have like a
Yeah.
PS Plus account. But actually, that's the other thing I wanted to bring up. Where I thought the conversation was going is that apparently there are rumors that Square Enix is going to be acquisitioned by Sony, and then I was going to use that tie to talk about what that would mean for Final
have not
Fantasy.
heard about that shit
And I
at
know
all.
that Zeph is a big fan
Roger, you
of
fell
Final
off.
Fantasy 14. That's why all this was naturally going to go. But unfortunately, we didn't have the chance to get there in a solid amount of time. So, Zeph, welcome to the show, as per usual.
Hello. And I did also see something that said that Square was positioning them. The reason they sold was because they're positioning themselves to be bought out.
Exactly.
it is that time in the industry right now.
If PlayStation buys them, you'll never see Mario RPG ever again, ever in your life.
I'm already
You're
not.
locked in the vault.
That's never
forever.
going to happen anyway, so I don't think it really
But then
matters.
it'll be like double. It'll be like double
good
vaulted,
rating.
gone.
It's like that, and there were rumors of Sega being bought by Microsoft, but we don't know what's going to actually happen. Probably not now, after their Activision Blizzard deal.
Yeah, that's
Right.
just not happening.
Well, isn't there also another thing that Sony potentially might be buying Bungie too? There was a lot of acquisition news this past few weeks.
That's currently under review by the FTC.
Okay.
But the deal is that Bungie will still be mostly independent and put games wherever they want, but they will be under Sony. That's kind of how that deal is going.
It'll be a subsidiary of Sony.
So like second party, basically. not like
Basically,
fully
Sony
in.
just wants to make Destiny a movie or a TV
Speaking
show.
of Destiny, Scoot plays Destiny.
Oh, what's going on? We want to
Scoot's
talk
here.
about Destiny. What we want to know about Guardian
Oh, yeah,
games going on
Scoot
right
is
now.
here.
You know, the Warlocks is going crazy over there. They ain't never won a Guardian game before, but they over here, they winning the lead right now. But it's cool. I'm on my Titan. I'm running around. We got crazy new armor. It's cool.
Oh, you playing Titan right now? That's crazy.
Oh yeah, yes sir.
I miss
Yeah.
Halo.
Scoot, we also should mention why you're here this week, because I got a random DM last week saying, I know you're talking about Doctor Strange spoilers on the next episode of Japan Time. I got to be on there for a spoiler talk. I said, I got you. Scoot, welcome to the show. I'm shocked that you did not already have the podcast guest role in the Discord server. But either way, welcome. You can now see all the secrets we're writing. Happy to have you. So I want to get this out of the way real quick. We are not going to be starting with Doctor Strange spoilers. We know there's a lot of you who have not seen it yet. We know it's still the opening weekend. And so we are going to be saving Doctor Strange stuff for last. There is other news still to talk about, like we were saying with acquisition news. There's a couple bits of news regarding Nintendo to talk about. We'll do a little bit of a what you've been playing segment, going over what we've all been playing the past couple weeks, and then we'll move into Doctor Strange. And then if Fidel wants to talk on it a little bit more, we could talk about Summer Games Fest announcements. But yeah, that's the plan for tonight's show. So I guess the first thing we should mention is that Nintendo financials come out tonight. They may drop while we are actually recording this episode. So if that does happen, we might interject whatever it is we're talking about with those financials. But the reason why this is such a big deal is this is going to be the first Nintendo financial report that will include sales data for Pokemon Legends Arceus. This will be the first one that includes sales data for Kirby and the Forgotten Land, as well as Triangle Strategy and the North American sales for Triangle Strategy, and whether or not that game is actually a million seller at this point. There's going to be updates for Dread and Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. This is probably going to be the one where it breaks into the top 10 of the best-selling Switch games of all time. So it's going to be an interesting one. We'll definitely want to talk about it when we get exact numbers, but that's the reason why I wanted to do this show tonight. But if it doesn't end up happening, it doesn't end up happening. It's fine. I'm seeing a lot of people in the chat also mentioning Kirby, talking about how Kirby and the Forgotten Land is going to be the best-selling Kirby game of all time. Apparently, that was one of the early reports a couple months ago, right? Is that it was like one of the fastest-selling console Kirby games. So that's good news for Kirby fans, I guess. Mike, do you have anything to say on that topic?
I mean, yeah, it makes sense. And everything that comes to the Switch just sells better than the rest of their series. So I think it's bound to happen.
Fidel, I saw your mic peek up.
Yeah, no. I think the thing you were reporting was, I think it was in the UK or something, where like it was had the best launch of a Kirby game. And
exactly.
Yeah, that's what it was. And that game deserves it. It's actually my game of the year. It's fantastic.
Over Elden Ring?
It's
Yeah.
I don't know.
Over Triangle Strategy?
I didn't play
Over Pokemon Legends?
All
Doctor
right,
Strategy.
at risk
Triangle
of
Strategy.
this being sacrilegious, I didn't find that Kirby game to be very good.
Oh.
Wow, really?
Damn, I loved it.
Oh.
I don't know. I went from Robobot, which I thought was the best Kirby game literally ever made. I don't know if they were ever going to top it. So
And
maybe
they did.
my expectations were too high, but I don't know. I feel like killing a giant supernova thing in space with a drill is much cooler than killing a furry with a truck.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same. The ending was kind of a letdown for me.
But then you get
I
Morpho.
don't
But
know-
then you
I
get
don't know about
Morpho Night.
Kirby- I don't know about Kirby being Game of the Year over Elden Ring.
Who would
I mean, to be
even
fair, it's
suggest
also because
that?
I'm ass at Elden Ring. So
Did you stop playing Elden Ring?
I'm stuck at Godfrey, and it's
All
a
right, all
situation.
right. I heard that.
He's stomping on the ground.
Shofu, did you
He's
play
stomping,
Kirby
playing
or
really
did you
game.
not play it at all?
I did play Kirby, but I got
I was going to
bored.
say you streamed it, didn't you? I watched you stream the first
you
couple
didn't-
days
you
of it.
didn't-
I mean, I made a mistake. I was trying to 100% the game, and I would go back and play the same level 2-3 times in a row.
Gotcha.
I just got burnt out. I got bored. And I fucking didn't play that shit anymore.
I also find the levels like not to just talk about the end of the game because that's just super reductionist, but like I found the levels just really bland. Like I don't know. That game just didn't stand out to me.
It's
It
the
felt-
opposite for
Oh, I
me.
don't agree with that at all.
I thought the levels like creative and right.
It just felt like them trying to get their feet in the water for 3D to me. That's all.
Huh.
Like the worlds we've seen every kind of world that they've done before, including the circus. The circus was done the game before. They didn't do anything new with the worlds. I guess the one new thing was the big city, right? I guess. Well, no, Robobot had a big city too. Well,
Yo, you good?
I don't know. I'm just trying to think of what it had view-wise.
I mean, I just loved it because I love
yeah.
the power up upgrades. I thought the level design, even like the one thing, I said it when we talked about it before, is that like it follows a lot of like the world standards we know, but I just thought like the level design was fun and it was super charming, and I love the ability upgrades. That stuff was super dope, and I like the end game.
I think my headphones just died.
Oh, that's tough.
Everyone, start roasting Roger. Go.
I don't know. I just expect more from like Switch titles compared to like when you compare them to each other. Like they're also like Mario did things very differently. Zelda did things very differently. Kirby just played it safe, which I guess is the thing for Kirby. But
I think Kirby games are always just like
I just find it boring. That's all.
See, as somebody that felt that way about Star Allies, and as a result, wasn't a huge fan of that game because I felt like it definitely played it too safe. And also as somebody who loved Robobot, I ended up really, really enjoying Forgotten Land. I found that I wasn't like I was able to just play it for long periods of time, which even with Triangle Strategy, as much as I really enjoyed that game as well, I wasn't playing it for as long periods of time as I was Kirby, funnily enough.
From my perspective, as someone who's never really played much of Kirby, I thought it was refreshing, but I didn't think it was anything really too spectacular or like breathtaking. You know,
I don't think we'll ever see a Kirby game that goes as crazy as something like Breath of the Wild or Odyssey. Because Kirby is supposed to be approachable by everyone.
I'm not saying crazy. I'm saying like the amount of new stuff that was put into those games. The Kirby games have followed the same formula for so long. You'd think that for the Switch title they would change it more than just adding another axis.
Well, what do you mean by new stuff? Like, I can understand Breath of the Wild.
I know it's a big deal. It's just like I'm exploring the same levels I've explored before in 2.5D instead of 2D. It feels like 3D world levels, not like, like actual 3D.
I don't like that 2.5, man.
See, when you say 2.5D, I think of like Mario 3D World.
Yeah, that's exactly how it feels to me.
See, I don't know. It feels more expansive than 3D World to me. There's at least areas in Forgotten Land where I feel like I can go in a bunch of different directions, and it's not just like I'm on a set path. Like the one level I'm thinking of is the mall. I really, really liked the mall area, and
the mall level was the first one to like catch my interest, and then it was just more of the same.
Yeah. Well, speaking of games that are more of the same, we got Nintendo Switch Sports that came out since the last show. We could talk a little bit about that. I don't know actually who else has been playing Nintendo Switch Sports. Okay. All right. Well, I guess that answers my question then. That's
He's right. He's right.
That was perfect. That was a perfect.
Wait, really?
I played it for one weekend and I left.
Wait, everyone's done playing it?
I'm sure it's
no,
fun.
I'm still playing it.
I told you guys from the beginning this was gonna happen.
Wait,
I
no.
knew. I didn't even buy the game. I knew for a fact if I bought that game, I'd play it for 5 minutes and never again.
The only thing I've seen about Switch Sports is people saying, "Man, I can't wait for the DLC." Like, what? What about the game that just came out?
The DLC already got announced with golf. Yeah, I was gonna say I'm kind of with Mike on this one.
Still playing it.
I have Mario Golf and it has Mario characters. Why would I go to the inferior golf where I just have random dude golfing?
But you're not running around
don't you
like
ever
doing
disrespect
speed golf
that
with
like that,
power-ups
bro.
and
Okay,
stuff.
but you don't have
Yeah.
to. You can choose a not power mode.
Don't do that.
You can choose not to do that.
The only games that I've seen that were like a little bit entertaining to me was that like one when you're on the platform with the swords. That one seems
Chambara.
interesting.
Yeah, sure. Which is from Wii Sports Resort.
And then it's just like classic bowling. Like everything else, it looks like just mediocre.
I'd sooner turn my Wii on and play Wii Sports than play this.
I will admit, badminton is awesome. Actually, I really like what they did with badminton because
I'd rather play Clubhouse.
See, now I hear you saying badminton is fire, but me, the person that doesn't have the game, I don't give a fuck about badminton.
Of course not. No,
That's
of
what
course
I'm saying.
not. It's just one of those things where if you like Wii Sports and you're looking for something similar to that, you don't want to have to turn your Wii on. I mean, it does a perfectly good job of translating, tennis and bowling, and also Chambara that was brought up earlier that Coast talked about. The bowling's actually really fun online, though, because instead of playing a full game every time, like say you're doing really badly, what'll happen is there's like a ranking system. So there'll be like 20 people bowling in the same area at one time, and then after 3 rounds, they'll get eliminated. I mean, after 3 frames, they'll get eliminated, and they'll knock down like the bottom 10 people, and then it'll go into like a quarterfinals and then a semifinals, and then there's sort of like a finals between the final 3 that'll tell you who the top 3 each game of bowling is. But no, I'm actually having a lot of fun with it. I think it doesn't do a lot of things different, and the sports mates aren't as ugly and disgusting as I thought they were when I first saw the first trailer. The one
I agree with that, actually.
Yeah, the sports mates are actually kind of nice.
I'm like, I'm shocked. I've been playing this with my family a lot, and I'm shocked that no one wanted to set up a me. So I think they probably made a good choice with adding the sports mates.
Yeah. Well, I think
like
it's because
this
the
game is made for in-person interaction.
yes,
Yeah.
If you
it
don't
is.
have a lot of people in your house, it's not going to be that fun. I'm
Yeah.
definitely going to destroy you in real life and feel more accomplished than online.
Yeah, that's weird because like this game feels like it's built for online. There's actually you can't even progress in the game offline.
Yeah, you can't get your stuff. You can't unlock any new items for your little sports mates. All the ranking systems and everything, that's all tied through that too. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
very weird.
I want to
I
say
don't. I'm gonna just let everyone know right now. I'm gonna be hating a lot this episode. Everything that we're talking
we
about.
know.
I don't really.
It's okay. I will counter
Now,
you.
Zeb, I don't
I
know.
will
If
be
you-
the positive.
Zeb, I don't know if you're aware, but you've been crowned one of the top 3 haters of the world, bro. I just want to let you know.
Oh, I know. But I haven't been.
That's
I haven't been
bro.
hating as hard as I used to lately. So I have to go
You
back
have
to my
more
old
of that.
ways
You
for this
have
episode.
Zeph and Gardy top 2, bro.
Bro, Zach and Guardy is
Zeph and Gardy top 2.
Batman and
bro.
Batman and Superman of
Steve
hating,
Nash and Amari Stoudemire, bro.
bro. That is Pippen and Jordan right there, bro.
I'm saving all my hate for one topic this episode.
Pippen
That's
and
interesting.
Jordan.
Well, clearly Zeph is potentially alone with the hate because Nintendo Switch Sports actually dominated the sales charts. It was the number 1 the week it came out. It has remained the number 1 top-selling game of the past 2 weeks.
And what other game
there
came
was
out, bro? Go ahead and let
a
me
minor
know.
drop in box sales. It's not that other games came out; it's that other games dwindled in sales. So underneath Nintendo Switch Sports was Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga, Mario. Then, unbelievably, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Kirby and the Forgotten Land, Pokemon Legends Arceus, Elden Ring, GTA 5, and then Minecraft for Nintendo
These
Switch.
niggas are not buying GTA 5 on the Switch, bro. You're not
They are,
serious.
bro. There are fiends out there,
You're
bro.
not
You know
serious,
someone's
bro.
someone's
They
gonna
need
buy
to
it.
get in these streets,
Bro, that caught me so off guard. Oh
bro. They
my God.
need to be in the streets. There's no other option.
There ain't no fucking way, bro.
Yes, bro.
To put that in perspective, this is not GTA 5 on Switch. They're talking about box sales of GTA 5 on other systems. So Elden Ring
alright.
and GTA 5 were the other games.
Okay.
The other new entry in the top 10 this week was Sifu, which was the martial arts
That
game on
game's clean.
PlayStation. Yeah.
Very
This is all
good.
games. I thought it was just.
Was there a boxed copy of that or something?
Yes.
That's why? Okay.
That game's awesome. I
That game is
recommend it,
fantastic. That game is,
especially if it's on console, right?
yeah.
Yeah,
I'd recommend
yeah.
getting on PC just for the Matrix mod. That shit is
Yeah,
so
the
clean.
Matrix mod literally makes the game infinitely better because it just turns everybody to Agent Smiths.
Man, fuck that.
Yeah,
game, bro.
Gotta check it out.
Yeah, show
Definitely
me
gotta
tight,
check it
bro.
I
out.
got put down. I got put
That
down
game-
with ease, bro.
Bro, that game beat the dog shit out of you,
Oh
bro.
my god.
That
got
nigga
put
was
down
washing
quick,
that
man.
game, bro.
Oh wait, speaking of Switch Sports, Nintendo advertised that you could be a furry in that game. So what's the deal with that? Is that
I
like
have no idea. I have not unlocked that yet.
So they have been doing like these little cards that you can get
I
items
saw an
from.
abomination.
There's we have not gotten the animal skins yet.
No, there's
Yeah,
a simple.
maybe it
there's
should say that
simple,
way.
And then what's the other
Hey,
one?
you know what?
It's
I
like
got
pink or
something- no,
sporty.
I've got
That
something
sounds
to say
like
about
a
this
bird.
shit.
Huh?
What's the deal? Okay, so the major reason why I didn't buy this game was because I knew for a fact when it came out.
That
It
the
was
furry
gonna be-
skins weren't going to be in at launch.
No, not that. Well, kind of relating to that, but I knew that it wasn't gonna have full content when it came out, and I
of
don't
course.
want to buy that at full price. And Nintendo takes months
Well, actually,
and
it's
months.
$40.
Shut the fuck up! It takes months and months for Nintendo to
Good
add
lord.
content to games after they release it.
Yeah.
With
Speaking
fucking
of games that are
gold
going to
and
launch with bare bones content, let's talk a little bit about Mario Strikers Battle League.
No.
Jesus
Let me
fucking
no.
Fidel, there's no way you're gonna defend
No.
the lack
Yes,
of
I
shit.
will.
Defend this.
I don't. It's a soccer game.
It
What
looks,
modes
it looks
do you?
so
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. No, it
unbelievably
doesn't. No, it
basic.
doesn't.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
People
No,
have
it
been
doesn't.
waiting
No, it
for
doesn't.
Mario. I'm saying this as a Nintendo
this.
fan.
I'm
Like
saying this
a
as
hardcore,
I-
stupid Nintendo
I am
fan.
saying this as a stupid Nintendo fan. All right. I grew up. I played the Mario Strikers game. I still play the Mario Strikers game sometimes.
Yeah, you want to know what's crazy? Is the director of the first 2 games isn't working on this one.
He literally
Good.
left Next Level Games. He doesn't want to.
Good.
There's
What do you mean
not even
Those
good?
two games are
Good.
good. What are you
Okay.
talking
Wait,
about?
no.
I don't know why you could
understand.
say
Look,
good.
No. Here's my thing. Listen. Aside from hold up. Aside from literally the roster, the gameplay just looks like it's
And
the
the 2
gameplay
stages that
and
we've
it's
seen?
improved. Well, no, because the whole thing is you customize the stage.
Yeah, but
You
this
buy,
was
like,
too.
The
different
only
arenas.
part of the gameplay that to me looks like, oh, I'm very glad they did this, is that you don't have generic toads or whatever on your team anymore. That you can have
Yeah, it's
the
nice you can have
actual
all the characters. But
Right.
if you're gonna do that, then
Now-
you need more characters.
Right, you
Also.
can't just put
Now,
10
you know what's
characters
crazy?
in there.
No,
You know what's
Yes.
crazy? They're gonna release this
actually-
at full price and put new characters in
But,
months after the game's released when it's already gonna be dead
But
after a month.
my
Just
thing
like
is,
Mario Tennis, just like
No,
Mario
but
Just
Golf.
like
that's not
all
the
of the
same
other sports
thing.
games
I
that they
don't-
release.
I just look. No,
I actually for the DLC, I have faith because this isn't being made by garbage fuck shit Camelot.
Oh my god!
I just
Ah,
no, but, like,
man,
That was
what?
so much.
Mario Golf Super Rush deserves better. What are you talking about, man? That game
It does
was
not.
fun.
That game deserves
Okay,
diarrhea.
but here's the
That
thing.
game-
That game was
I
fun.
know.
What do you
I'll tell you, as
Diarrhea.
Mario
someone,
Golf was good.
Yo, Zeph really back on his shit, bro. Let's go, King.
Bro, no. Here's my thing.
Wait.
Oh,
Did we just say Mario Golf was good?
The new Mario
The new
Golf was
Mario-
good. I enjoyed it.
Good
Roger,
game.
shut the fuck up. Roger, shut the fuck up.
No,
The new
It's a
Mario
good
Golf is
game.
worse
It-
than Mario Golf 64.
No, it's a good
Yeah,
game.
Mario-
It's just,
the
it's
new
like,
Mario
Have you
Golf
played Mario
is
Golf
not-
64 recently?
I did on NSO and I had a blast.
No way, dude. There's no
That's-
way
there's
you
no
can say
way.
that Super Rush
Yeah, I
is...
picked. You know what? I picked Plum and I had a good time.
Okay,
Plum is
so
an awful
the
character.
problem-
It's like a me with limbs.
Yeah, it's not even a me. It's not even a me. On this, I agree with Fidel on this.
Yeah, it's an ugly creature. What, bro? I opened the game. I saw this.
Yo.
And I was like, who the fuck is Plum? What is this?
Mike, you heard that too?
I heard it too.
I was gonna say, as someone who like really got into Aces, like that game definitely suffered because they took so long to put out content.
Yes.
Like, I get what Nintendo wants to do with these games. The only game I think it's worked with is Splatoon. All these other games, it has not worked.
McDarrett, I have a question. Right?
Yeah.
Characters aside, what's the content you want from like Tennis Aces? What's the content you want besides characters?
Can I
It's
answer
not.
this?
It's no. Hold on. It's not.
Can I
It's
answer
not
this?
the fact. It's not the fact that. It's
'Cause that's
what
my
type of
question.
content. It's just deliver the content. They're taking so long to deliver that content.
'Cause
regardless
my
of what type it
the
is.
problem with the problem with it too is it's not hype when they add Koopas to Mario. No one is
Yes.
turning the game on to
Yeah.
play as Koopa.
No, but what I'm saying is like,
there
What
for
else do
me-
you want? Yeah, I'm trying to answer the
My-
question that was
Okay,
posed.
yeah.
Okay. All right. So what I want is like what Aces added eventually. It took them way too long. Co-op modes, those didn't exist. They added different
co-op.
things for the at launch. Aces. Okay.
oh, yeah, no, I'm saying for this game coming. I'm
Yes,
saying,
but if you want me to answer
yeah.
for Aces, what
Yeah,
I want.
yeah, go, yeah.
Co-op modes, different ways to play the game. They took them way too long. This is to characters again, but I had to mention this because two of the characters they added, not exactly last, were in the single player, and they just waited like almost a year to put them in the game. It's playable. That makes no sense. They're literally
Not even just
in the
that.
game.
Nintendo has a whole repository of like all of their characters in HD, like their models. So just please use them.
I'm still like blown away by the fact that there are so many good human-esque characters in Mario that they haven't used, like Egad, Pauline. I mean, they have a wide array of things that they never pull from that they could have done really cool versions of for this. I mean, the fact that Daisy isn't even in this is shocking to
That's
me.
beyond
Daisy,
unbelievable.
who's in every Mario sports game ever, is not in this game.
Now, as a Daisy main, I will interject here. Now,
Let's hear
I
it.
myself failed to see Daisy, and I was shocked as all hell. What's going on? Where's Daisy at?
No one
She's
likes
the
Daisy,
main
apparently.
In every sports game.
What?
I'm joking.
Every
That was a joke. That was a joke. That was a joke.
single
That was a
sports
joke.
Gonna say.
She is the main, and I
I
just,
think we have a lot of
just
Daisy
can't.
fans in here. Me and Vera
I
play
can't.
Daisy too.
Right. In Toadstool Tour, you're not winning against My Daisy. I'm going crazy. That's what I'm trying to say. And Strikers, same thing.
Now I will say though, the 2 points. And I kind of see what Fadel'S talking about, because I play the GameCube Strikers regularly on approved systems and all that. But
sure.
That game doesn't have that much content in general. Like, it just doesn't.
Yeah.
The game is The game is carried by how good the gameplay is. Strikers, unlike every other sports game, is carried by its gameplay because of how dynamic and unique that kind of gameplay is. You won't get that from any other sports game. You won't get that from tennis. You won't get it from baseball. You won't get that fast-paced sports-style gameplay from any other sports game that Mario could ever be in. So, to Zeph's point, they have this repository of all these models. I think they definitely know that. That's why they removed the character type system and made it into a gear system. That way they can easily implement characters down the line. And I think that will allow for a quicker turnaround of actual DLC, because now they don't have to worry about balance. They can just literally stick the model in and just design all the fucking gear, and then you're good. They don't have to be like, this is a power. They don't have to do that now.
But they won't. They still won't.
But I think.
Well,
but it's what Tito's saying of when you look at it's us characters aside, this is what the originals were. You're gonna have your regular Grand Prix mode where you fight your CPUs, and then you're gonna have online. And if anything, I like the online more here because you can have a league, you can change the actual costumes you have the gear system, you have ranking systems. I feel like and it's I think also this is subjective, obviously, but I think inherently the soccer gameplay is more engaging long term than golf or tennis. I guess subjective, but I just feel I don't know. I think the gameplay style of Strikers has always been more fun to play long term. And at the end of the day, if the mechanics and the gameplay itself are going to be fun, whatever they add DLC characters down the line and stuff, that's fine. But for me, this game gameplay wise looks like what I want it to be.
So I feel
no.
Can I
gotta
please
disagree.
Because I just want to say,
go
because
ahead.
what are you gonna play? What are you gonna play? When you play this game, right? And you for Mario Strikers, again, characters aside, which I agree. I wish there were more. I'm sure they're gonna add more. What more do you want from that game? Because the online, you're gonna be able to do up to 8 players. You can have your leagues. You can have your rankings. What do you realistically want?
Okay, so this is my point, because what you're saying isn't wrong, right? You want to play the game, you're going to enjoy it. Yeah. But what other people have an issue with is that what you're saying would be in the game anyway, but they could have more characters on top of that instead of waiting months to put them out later. Yeah, people aren't interested anymore. So that's kind of what isn't working with this this idea of how Nintendo's doing the Mario sports games now, is they're releasing part of the game, because a lot of that game is the characters. It just is what it is. And the part of the game that they release is normally solid, but by the time the characters you maybe want to play are out, people just aren't interested in the game anymore.
I think another thing to bring up too is Mario Strikers Charged, which was the one that was on Wii, also had online. That had what's it called, the Nintendo Wi-Fi connection or whatever. That game had 12 captains in it. So that's already more than the ones we have in this one. But in addition to that, because of the different sidekicks that were on the team, then you also had Toad, Boo, Drybones, Monty Mole, Koopa. You got Birdo, Hammer Brothers, Shy Guy. In addition to Diddy Kong and Petey Piranha and Bowser Jr. and all these other characters. So the fact that there's only 10, and sure you can mix and match the characters, it seems unbelievably big. They stripped it down to nothing.
But I just don't. I think I agree with the character thing, but just to say that generally the game has no content when at the end of the day it's Mario Strikers, and you're gonna be most people that are playing it for one reason only.
But that's where the problem falls apart, or that's where the problem presents itself, because this gameplay looks like they're trying to do way too much. That little dash thing, that's going to be broken, first off. Second of all, you don't need to add anything extra to the game. If you add
it's a good addition.
At the same time, all the characters can do supers now. It's not just one person on the team. which is the obvious one you need to stop.
But you can't
So
do it
now
whenever,
it's just
right?
like the broken robot team from the GameCube one.
But no, because you can't do it whenever. There's like a special ball that shows up
But
at some
that's
point that you have to
just
get.
in general, yeah. In general, all of them can do that though. So the gameplay
Yeah.
is gonna change. So we can't even talk about the gameplay until we get it in hand. It might just
That's
not
true.
even be good.
Yeah, but you
Another,
can
a
can
major
tell
thing
from
with
it.
Nintendo spin-offs is variety.
Yes.
Casuals love opening the
Yes.
game and seeing all these dumb little characters that they could play as, but
Yeah.
Even moving away from characters, like I think they have this stuff with like the different colored jerseys or like the gear or whatever, but like give us like cool looking different stadiums.
Yeah.
Instead of the same. I think there's 4 in total. Four stadiums in a soccer game in 2022. That just and it's full price.
the
This is-
only
this
thing
is the
that I have
thing
hope
that,
for is it's not being, like I said earlier, it's not being designed by Camelot's trash ass. So there could be unlockables this time, but in the age of DLC, I don't think unlockables are gonna exist.
No. I would be shocked. I'm already in my head adding 2 characters to whatever that roster is.
Of course.
Because
I think
like
there could be
no, I mean like
unlockables.
in the game, in the base game as unlockable character.
I think there might be. Maybe.
I feel like
maybe
the
one
only way
maybe.
the game doesn't show Daisy now that she's unlockable. So I feel like they might have them.
Yeah,
If
like
she makes
It
yeah,
her
makes no sense
unlockable, I would be
otherwise.
salty,
Yeah,
bro.
like-
I would
like-
be salty as hell.
yeah. So like Daisy would be unlockable. Then like
Bowser Jr. or
Bowser
something.
Jr. might be the big
Yeah.
bad. Like he might be the BBEG. So it's like he's probably unlockable. Like I think the game will release with 13 characters. Again, that's still not really enough.
One more
But-
than the Wii one at least, which would be good.
Yeah, like 12 to 13, I think is totally fine. But I think that's only fine. Like, let's put it this way: if you still had all the Toads, which by the way, I might be in the minority. I really wanted me to have a team full of Toads or Hammer Bro, like just change.
Or at least the option.
Yeah, the option. Like I want a team. Like or more minions. Like I want to play Wario with a squad full of Goombas. That's what I want. But I get it. People want like a bunch of whatever. So it's the whole thing of 13 characters is fine, but it's only not ideal because now you don't have that. You have everybody being a character type beat. So it's like, it feels like less characters than there are because
Yeah.
you're seeing more characters on screen.
Yeah.
I think something else that really speaks volumes about this too, which I guess I'm noticing from like more of the marketing side than anything else, is the fact that the trailer that we've been talking about for the past like 10 minutes for Mario Strikers came out in Japan on May 5th. It has been almost a week at this point, and there's still no North American version of this trailer, which
they're
says
usually the
they
same
don't.
time.
They're usually the same time, which says to me that North America does not have a lot of confidence in this. That there is other things that they are waiting on for them to release like a full-on trailer, or maybe like have a final trailer for it in a direct, maybe find out the feedback from this Japanese trailer before they splice it together. But I think there's something else going on here, because there's no reason this game would not have had the exact same trailer. Every other Mario spin-off game, mainline Mario anything, always gets trailers at the exact same time in every region.
It's not always.
So-
no,
Running out
sometimes
of
they
time,
do
too.
take a little longer. Sometimes they take a little longer.
I mean, not a week longer.
Not yet. Not
Not
4
this.
days.
There's clearly
If it's
something
not
weird
there
going
by
on here.
if it's not there by like a day or two, it's definitely
Yeah.
it. But I don't know. Like I said, I totally agree. Like the character roster could be better, but everything I just see gameplay wise is just what I want from Strikers, and the online, especially
you cool
for
with that
Nintendo.
dash attack.
Yeah, I like the dash. It's fun. It's gonna be fun.
Wait, which dash are you talking about?
barrel
one where you
through
can
multiple
dash to push
enemies in
someone
front
forward.
of you.
You talking about the dash, like the partner dash?
Yes.
Yeah, the partner dash.
I
That
think
looks
that's
broken.
I think that's fire.
Yeah, it's
Bro,
cool.
You
That's
can
what I'm
just
saying.
dash through 4 people at once, knock the whole team down. If you have that tank build where you don't get knocked down,
Yeah, but then people
like
gotta
I'm
be
already
aware
build
of that.
crafted. I'm
Yeah, that's
like
what I'm
7
saying. Like
steps ahead.
I need to see the because
I'm already there. That's what I'm saying.
I'm like 80% sure that you're just not. First of all, if you're lining your whole like you deserve to lose if I get that shit off. Like you should just lose because you're ass. But like
I mean, circumstance. You never know.
I'm
no,
just
because you can
like if
figure it
you're
out.
able to just run through my entire team and get a goal, then I'm playing bad. Like at that point, then I'm trash if I'm letting you get that shit off. Like the partner dash is like I'm all about, especially in sports games, especially like people who didn't play they're like Super Mario Strikers or Charge specifically, like those games Charge specifically is like really tech heavy. There's a lot of tech in that game. So like, it's the only real sports game, modern sports game for Mario that requires like that has mechanical skill in it.
Yeah.
To a noticeable degree. So like, I'm totally cool with like Strikers having like some shit like this, which is like a movement tech. Like,
I'm definitely curious to see how it plays out. I feel like I'm just gonna abuse the shit out of it, and that's just gonna be my game plan.
yeah. I mean,
It also depends like what build the other person has, because they could get like knocked out.
yeah,
not
the build
too
system
hard.
changes literally everything about this game. It changes literally
There's
everything.
there's gonna be balance. They're gonna have to nerf stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like there's a danger because I didn't know all this, but hearing Scoot talk about it and knowing what I know from Aces, there's going to be people who find out what's the best, and everyone's going to copy that.
Of
That's
course.
why I think the gear system is a mistake because it's just going to be min-maxing.
Well, it's kind of what happened with Mario Kart too, right? Is everybody
Yeah.
plays
No.
Luigi, everybody uses the right same cart.
Well,
you
no,
know?
because at the end of the day, there's still items in this game.
'cause,
All
yeah,
someone's
Mario
gonna do
Kart
is
has
Mario-
a lot of variables.
It's a Mario
Yeah,
Kart too.
even in this game. But that's what I'm saying. Like, you can min max, but like casually, you can still win if you're just screwing them over with items.
And Mario,
and stuff.
is there an optimal cart in weight? Yes. Will it make such a significant difference where if you don't have that cart, you're gonna lose? No. And no. It's not like that.
That's what
I
I'm
think
saying. Yeah,
Mario
'cause-
Kart itself has way more variables than Strikers. I mean,
Right.
the track, the understanding which shortcut, what item you get, like
Yeah.
Strikers.
But again,
Strikers is back and forth, just playing soccer. That's
like if there was the variability of Mario Kart in this game where it matters but to a degree, I'm totally okay with that. Because in Mario Kart you can't really min max. Like you can't.
You can.
And you gotta think like team composition too.
In
Yeah, I
Mario
just
Kart,
think-
you can
Yeah.
as of 8 Deluxe, you can min-max really hard.
No, not like when I say min max, I mean like I guess I mean with the connotation of like you have a significant advantage over everyone else who isn't min maxing.
Well, someone who picks like Larry or Dry Bones and are as equal skill as someone playing Waluigi, the Waluigi player is probably going to win more often because in 8 Deluxe, the most common item is the mushroom. So if you get hit by a red shell, you just got to get a mushroom or a triple mushroom, which is even more common, I think, because it's stupid.
I just think it's harder there, just either way, because like I said, there's 12 people in a race, right? But here, because it's just it's 4-on-4 or 5. I think it's 4-on-4.
4-on-4.
4-on-4,
Yeah,
yeah.
4-on-4. Like, if you're running to the goalie, the other team's coming at you with a better build, but you throw a bomb at them, they're knocked out. You're just gonna go do your special
Yeah,
shot.
but
Like,
okay,
I
but the
still-
thing is,
that's one goal.
But the thing is, they also could have a bomb and also have better
yeah,
stuff than you.
but exactly, you're proving the point where like in a game like this where items are a variable in the main game.
Wait, hold on,
it's
Fidel.
not
Real
gonna be
fast,
as-
real fast,
Because
you can play.
tennis aces, you don't have items. Like
Yes.
tennis aces.
Yeah, and if you're
Yeah,
playing
but
me
you
and
have
Strikers,
meter.
you don't have items either.
yeah.
But my whole point is,
We
your
definitely play with
your
no
argument is
items,
that
bro.
items make a big difference in a skill gap. They don't, because the other player who's better than you is probably
That's
also
why they got
be-
banned
with
in
those
Smash aside
items
from
than you.
randomness.
Yeah.
Because in Smash, the better player could abuse the
But
items.
do we know if in this
Sure.
game like the ranked is using items on, or is
There's
it like
no,
I
I
don't know.
can't see a world where ranked has items.
'Cause the original-
I can.
I
Yes,
can.
yeah,
I definitely
can.
That's
Nintendo
true,
plays
that's
these
true, I'm
games, of
dropping
course.
the game. If that's true, I'm dropping the game.
No, but I
100%.
just see it. I just see
But
it
I
as
like that.
I see it as like here's one with items and here's one without.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It has
Yeah.
to be. The competitive has like why would you put items? Because it's not competitive anymore.
Does anyone know if strikers charged online, did they not have items on, or was it always
I've
part of it?
heard that the
That's a good question.
competitive scene for these games has items on.
Yeah, because I think
Really?
I genuinely think a part of strikers is the items. Like I think
That's
it's Mario
super
Kart
dumb.
almost.
Okay, I just
No,
opened
it's-
the Mario Strikers Charged official rule set.
Let's hear it.
Blah 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 blah. Let's control F item. Nothing's coming up.
It's
Oh wait, what? Hold. Oh wait,
Okay, so
game
the-
specific rules. Okay, here we go. Keep talking.
The chat saying the items are apparently super balanced in strikers.
Yeah, it's mixed.
Yeah,
How
it's
is it
definitely.
balanced? No.
Because everything is a skill shot.
And
Match
which one?
settings: skill level, legend, match time 5 minutes, power ups on, super strikes
Yeah.
off, rumble on, Bowser
Yeah, you
attack
turn
off.
supers off.
You turn supers off.
I
and
would
keep
never do
items
that.
on?
That's half the
Yeah.
hype.
Well, because
I love
Kind of weird. Yeah, supers are fun.
Yeah.
Right.
No,
what?
no, because
That's
no, because supers, unlike items, the logic is players who play competitively are going to get the green every time. So that means that it's a guaranteed 2 goals. Whereas with an item, first of all, it's a skill shot, like almost every one, and then they all have some sort of counterplay, except
But
like
basically,
the star.
what we're saying
Oh,
is
wait.
using both of them would be broken, but
No,
using
but
just supers would be fine because there's
No,
no
s-
items.
No,
So I
That goes
think
back to what
clear
Scoot
your
was
way.
talking
No,
about with this
I
game
think-
earlier. Because Scoot, you mentioned that like there's so many different things going on that they've introduced in this that it's already going to be messy.
Right. You're already super dashing through 7 people and then throw a bomb and now you can throw your super and like what?
Super. No, I think supers are worse than items because
You have to
supers are
create space.
a
No, you have to create
guaranteed.
space.
Supers are guaranteed 2 points.
But there's
Guaranteed.
startup time. There's a lot of lag. If you get dunked on with a super, you deserved it. For real, for real.
That's
I'm trying to remember. It's been a while. Isn't in charge like Luigi or is it Mario? They go large. Like, can you not do anything about that as one of their supers?
well, in charge specifically, the supers are different than they are in the GameCube version. Like they're like
They're a lot
Yeah.
more unique. Like
Yeah, they're-
Waluigi could just make a wall and then shoot at the goal uncontested.
Because they do stuff here like that too, like Peach when she does her super, like it makes them all in love when they're standing, and then
But it's
Waluigi
a-
has
it's a
vines that
guaranteed
like
score though. Either way.
I was talking about GameCube. In the GameCube, it's a guaranteed score if you get the green, which they will
Yes.
every time. In
Right, but there's
charge,
so much lag though. I feel like that's balanced. You're not just gonna get that off against somebody that knows what they're
good
doing.
player will.
No, bro.
Yes.
I
In
think
this
this
game?
entire thing is very situational
Yeah.
per match. So you got to look at it objectively and not, like what's happening by player's skill level, because Nintendo's not looking at that. Nintendo's looking at the most casual fan base every time they release these games.
Oh, of course.
So it's not really like in their mindset to be thinking about, these situations that we're thinking of.
yeah, like they clearly care a bit more with this game, where like they're the fact that you can even have a league and the fact that you can choose your team color, and they have these like ranking systems and all this stuff. Like clearly, Next Level wants to care about that a little more. But I know what you mean. Of course, Nintendo the 95% of people that are gonna buy this game are just gonna play with their friends and mess around.
Sure.
Yeah, but it's like the thing about it is that yes, 95% will do that, but the 5% that won't are the
course.
ones that are going to be online and
Yeah,
running
of
around
course.
with all these different
Yeah.
options.
Yeah, that goes for
steamrolling
any
people.
game.
And
That
I'm
goes
excited
any
for it.
game.
No, and I get that. My point is, the more you add into that, the steeper it can get. That's what I mean. If you keep things more simple, there will be a gap, but it won't be as big if you have a ton of extra stuff you can do on top of that.
Yeah. Listen, man, I'm easy to please with games. I just want to have a good time playing this game, and that's it. That's all.
You can,
Oh,
no one's
really?
saying you
I'm
can't.
really
You
gonna
can look
smoke
at things
yeah, we all-
critically and still have a good time.
Like he really thinks
Yeah,
he can
for
get
sure.
a game off. Like he really think that.
No, because it's not like because like I see a lot of people just being like it's dog shit. I'm like guys, like for me at the end of the day, anyways, I pick Mario in these games, so I'm gonna pick Mario. I'm gonna play my
And
game
you're
and
gonna
have
get
fun.
fucking
I'm
washed. I'm gonna
I'm
wash
not gonna
you
get
every
washed.
time.
You're gonna try. You're
You're
gonna try. You're
trash.
gonna lose.
You're
You're gonna
trash,
lose.
buddy. You're
Everyone's
gonna
gonna lose, and it's gonna be a good time.
Both of you, to be honest.
No.
I am very curious, just because the way everybody was talking about Switch Sports when me and Mike were like, whoa, for a second. I am wondering if this is going to have as long of a shelf life on Japan time. Like, if this game comes out and then we do a show and then 2 weeks later no one's still playing it.
That depends on the game itself. Because if it's like
Yeah.
First Strike,
If I like it as much as Aces, I'll play it a bunch.
I'm so excited.
If there is one, Mario Strikers is my favorite Mario thing, period. Like in general. So if it's good in any way, and if the Wi-Fi, even if it's mediocre, I'll take it.
Bro, I
Like-
still think Toadstool Tour is the best sports game, but Strikers is
That
right
game's
there
sick.
next to
I
it.
love Toadstool Tour.
Yeah.
Toadstool
Toadstool Tour is
is
great.
like
Toadstool Tour has the
one,
best
bro.
maps in any of the Mario
Oh my
Golfs.
God, it's so good.
It's
Yeah,
a
I'm
GameCube one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one is good.
Y'all remember Mario Hoops?
Yeah,
3-on-3,
I
baby.
I love that game too.
3-on-3
But
is one
Mario
of my
Hoops,
favorites.
Mario Hoops I liked because of the
People
weird
love it
Square
because
Enix
of
stuff in it.
the Final Fantasy
Yeah,
characters.
you had like red mage and white mage and stuff. Yeah,
They really need to, what do you call it? Make like a real, like modern Mario basketball game. That'd be crazy.
I would love that. That's still like my number one desire if they're going to do another Mario.
I don't
Sports
understand
thing.
why they haven't, because like you can make such a stylish game.
Just give me
But-
NBA
Bro,
Street.
Luigi's probably dunking.
Give me Mario
Exactly.
2K,
Yeah,
bro.
you have all their cannon heights in it, and that actually adds to the gameplay. I think that'd be great.
No, wasn't
I'ma spend
weren't they
all my
in
VC.
NBA Street?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they were.
Street
They were in
3.
Street
Yeah.
3.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But the
could
versions
be
that were in
game
Street
breakers.
3 were like the weird, like the Disneyland versions, right? Where they're like technically in giant costumes.
Yeah.
If I'm remembering that correctly, it was like, yeah.
All I know
Also,
is
like, that was good. Yeah, I was gonna say,
Goomba got to be a shooter, bro.
I'm gonna spend all my VC on Yoshi, bro.
You're crazy.
Oh my God, I just looked this up again. They
Goomba
were
probably got hops. Like,
Hold on, wait. I'm going to put this in the podcast thing. If you could put this on screen, Shofu. I completely forgot that this is actually what they looked like in the
Yes,
game.
it's
They just straight
hilarious,
up
dude.
took the models. I
It's
thought it
just
was
them.
like the Disneyland thing.
No,
Because
they
wasn't
just
that on the
made
box
them.
art? Wait. This is literally
It's
just them running
hilarious.
around.
Yeah, it's not a
It's
costume.
so
It's just them. It's their like Mario Party
It's
models.
hilarious.
What in the
Fire,
world?
bro.
They
Skip
literally
to,
just
like,
jump around.
Skip to like the 2-minute mark of that video that I just linked, and then just show that.
It's
Bro,
so
Peach's animations.
Yoshi probably got hops like John Morant, bro. Look at you, like,
Yoshi probably got
Oh
tons
my
of badges,
God.
bro.
like his, yo,
Oh my
Yoshi's
God.
bounce is probably crazy.
Skip to 215 and look at Luigi jump.
Wait, why is
funny,
Peach
bro.
doing that dance? Like, what is she doing?
She hit that motherfucker too.
Yo, what the fuck is she doing?
Bro, they really put the characters in the game. It was actually kind of goated.
Luigi got
Deadass
bounce,
is
bro.
great.
Yeah. See,
His
but how
dad
funny
just
would this
dropped
be? Like, I would love a Mario basketball. This would be great.
Bro, Luigi about to
Companies don't do
cram
stuff
on
like this.
Antoine Walker right now.
Antoine Walker.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Oh my god.
The hypnotizer.
Luigi going
Luigi's
stupid.
crazy.
Bro, why was
Yeah,
Peach
hey,
passing like
lock him up.
magic,
Lock
bro?
him up.
Oh,
Look at his head.
Okay.
Oh my god!
Oh my god.
Oh,
Bro, Mario with the Schmitz,
She's
bro.
a real goon, bro.
Bro,
I just
Oh,
brought it up in
man,
Discord.
It's
my bad, I
fucking
forgot.
hilarious, dude.
This is super funny.
probably play basketball like Pat Bev.
I have to stream this game sometimes.
Just even the way that he's dribbling.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, it's so
Luigi?
unnatural.
It's super funny.
They-
Yeah, it's
they
because
look
all they
like-
did, they put
they
the
look like
Mario
mascot
models
suits.
over. Yeah, they put
Yeah,
the
like
Mario
they-
models over
Right.
the skeletons. Of
Exactly, that's why it's hilarious.
Yo, Luigi got fucking ups, bro.
He really does, bro.
He got bounce like shit, bro.
Bro, Peach got bounced too. Hold on.
Bro, Peach was hitting that hoe.
This
Yo,
game
Peach
is
was
so
dancing
funny, bro.
earlier.
Peach might fuck around and lock up LeBron, bro. He's locking his ass up.
Bro, look at that guy on the
He's
sidelines.
locking his ass up. Yarp.
We should play this. We should find a way to play this online.
There's
And
many
play
ways.
this.
So
There is a way.
There's 100%.
That is so funny.
Does Dolphin Net play it?
Whoa,
We gotta save this.
Is
whoa,
what,
Fidel,
is what I would
Fidel.
say. Is what I would say if I knew what a dolphin
alright.
was. Yeah.
There you
Yeah,
go.
hold on.
That's
Watch
right.
Luigi
That's right.
cook. Watch Luigi cook.
Yo, hey,
Look
hey,
at
hey,
him.
shut up.
Watch Luigi cook.
Oh,
Oh my god.
He actually hovered over.
oh
him.
nah, turn it off. Turn it off. I'm done. Turn it off. I can't.
It's over.
I can't.
It's over.
I can't, bro.
Something that's not over are the hopes and dreams of Genshin Impact fans, because apparently
Nah, you need to stop talking. You need to
said that
shut
we
up.
are not there is no cancellation of the Switch version. That the Switch version is still on the way. It hasn't been canceled.
Next
This is
topic.
straight from the
You
PR
hate to
team.
see it.
I
You hate to
forgot
The
see
they
it.
were
Switch
even
version
putting
is
it
still
on
in
the
development,
Switch.
and we will
That's
release
tough.
more information as we progress further along.
topic.
Says the global
sad.
PR specialist of MiHoYo. Genshin
Take
Impact
their advice.
is
Oh,
on
wait,
the way.
Take their
Genshin
advice
can run at 5 FPS on the Switch.
Yeah, that's
Take
not
their
a Switch
advice
game.
and progress along. How about that?
All right,
Apparently
well,
on
let's-
PS4 it runs like shit, so I can only imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is not good on PS4.
Yeah. Well, something that's good on any system that it's on is Stardew Valley, which has officially sold more than 20 million copies as of yesterday. So I don't know why the sales data came out on Mother's Day. That's just kind of bizarre.
I assume it's just
But
the
they announced-
developer put it out.
Maybe.
It sold 20 million?
Yeah, 20 million. It sold over 20 million.
Made by one person, by the way.
Yeah, one dude.
Yep.
Wow.
One person.
And it says
That's
Concerned
money.
Ape is working on his next game, which is going to be Haunted Chocolatier. I almost said
That game
Heartbroken
looks
Chocolatier.
awesome. It's like
it does
the
look
perfect
really
way
cool.
to flip assets.
Yep. And they specifically mention that in terms of sales data, 20 million was the number across all platforms, with 13 million of them being sold on PC alone. And that Switch amounts for most likely 5 million sold, which is pretty insane. So good on Stardew Valley. Really awesome to see that. Another thing that's awesome to see is our good buddy Regifizeme, since the last episode,
Hey,
has
hold on.
launched.
Hey, wait.
No, don't
Don't
talk about
say
it
nice.
yet. We can't talk about it yet. Don't worry about it.
Bro, why would
Don't say
you?
Nice. But continue.
What?
What are you
Wait,
talking about, bro? What are you trying to say, Coast?
What are you
He's
saying?
on
over
thin
there?
ice. I don't know. Roger said he not to talk about it, so I stopped talking.
Reggie's on-
no, that's
Reggie's
no,
on
we're talking
thin
about two
ice?
different things.
That's
Wait.
crazy.
Why do you think Reggie's on thin ice? Wait,
He's
what?
on thin ice.
Reggie said something. Reggie's been on some
Oh,
shit lately,
Reggie
bro.
said, yeah, he said that,
He said that
wishes-
his Animal Crossing Island should be a blockchain game.
yeah, he wishes that he could sell his Animal Crossing island.
Hey, Reggie, all about the bag, bro. You
make a lot of money.
Get your
If
money
Tom
up.
Nook could do it, then I could do it too. Straight up.
I get my paper like Tom Nook. I get my paper like.
What else did he
said
say as
something
well?
else.
He said
something
something
else, yeah.
else.
He said some dumb shit.
Recently?
too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's been on one.
Oh, well,
Reggie's been
regardless,
saying
he
the
just
Animal
launched his book.
Crossing blockchain
Yeah,
thing
he's
isn't
been
really
promoting his.
stupid.
He's been promoting his book, and he's been saying a lot of dumb shit. Like,
His book's been pretty good so far. I've only listened to 2 hours
gotta
of
buy
it,
it.
but
I forgot to-
it's
I
quite
gotta
good.
order
It's out?
Shout out to Ricky. Yeah, Ricky actually
Yeah,
gifted me a
it's out.
copy, so thank you.
He's been saying some really good stuff lately, like and a lot of interesting stuff. He's been like giving out like insider info that hasn't been released yet.
Reggie originally thought Metroid Other M would be a killer moment for the series.
Yeah.
Oh, here it is. Roger,
was a killer.
you can agree with us on this one, okay?
Let's hear it.
Reggie did not like the Game Boy Micro.
Yeah, that's what it was.
That is wild. Okay, that is cap. That is cap of the highest order. That is that they took the stock of every Lids franchise in every mall in the United States of America, and you tried fitting it all in a dumpster, it would overflow. There's absolutely not enough cap for that. The Game Boy Micro is one of the best systems of all time. I love it.
cap. That's
It
cap.
is a
That's cap.
sleek handheld.
That's
It
cap.
has a beautiful screen. Still to this day, my favorite of the handheld screens of the whole Game Boy and DS era. It is beautiful.
It's
the
too
faceplates
small,
are
man.
great.
It's too small. I'm gonna say it. It's too small,
It's
bro.
way too
It's
small.
too
Well,
small.
look, I
It's just
got
too
baby
small.
hands,
It's too
so it's
small,
perfect
bro.
for my baby hands.
I'ma
Okay,
say it, man.
It's perfect for my baby hands. I
It's
don't
not
mind.
even about the hands, Roger. It's about your
SP
eyes. My
is
eyes.
way better
I
than
can't
the Game
see.
Boy Micro.
Yeah.
No fucking kind of Game Boy SP.
The
Taking
SP is the
taking a
golden
big
one.
hot
good.
stinking dookie.
Do y'all know
dookie
how
shit.
big the do y'all know how big the micro screen is?
Tiny.
Bro.
It's the size
That
of a
shit
credit
is-
card. Yeah, it's very
51 millimeters big.
small. Right.
I think Reggie also dunked on Mother fans.
He did,
yesterday.
and he
That's
dunked
fine,
on
though.
Donkey Konga fans, saying that he thought it was a mistake, and he was
Yeah.
unhappy that the game sold well, and then they released that second one in North America. So, yeah, I mean, I love Donkey Konga too. I'm a Donkey Konga
also-
stan.
He also there was an article that came out that I saw that he basically said Reggie had to stop Miyamoto from making Wii Sports a standalone game. He basically told that man to shut the fuck up and package it with the Wii.
Really?
That was smart.
I mean, that was the right move. Yeah.
Okay, wait.
Also, while you're on the
$1 million
topic of,
question, real quick.
oh, go ahead.
Switch Sports in the future, will it be bundled with the next Switch?
No,
No.
I think they would make a sequel rather than bundle this
I
with
think
anything.
I think it would be that 1-2 switch shit that they were doing.
I can see them bundle it like just with like not like with the next console, but like have a holiday bundle.
Yeah. To be honest,
But
it's
no.
actually a game. If they ever wanted to do it, I could see them maybe putting it on the expansion pack for Switch Online, because they've been doing that a lot recently. They've been putting in Octo expansion. They did Happy Home Paradise. I understand those are all DLC and not like standalone games, but they've done standalone games before. They did Tetris 99. You know, they did some of the other
You don't remember Super
specialty
Mario
games.
65?
That's right. Well, that game you can't even download anymore, I don't think.
Just gone.
This is what's gonna
It's
happen.
gone.
They're gonna
Yeah.
make a deluxe version of the original one, and that's gonna be the one that gets bundled
A deluxe
Maybe.
version of what?
of the sports game.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Mario Kart 8.
With
I was
all
like,
the
wait,
DLC.
Mario Kart 8
Oh no
Deluxe
no no no!
Deluxe?
They,
They
already
already
got
got
the
it
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Yeah.
Yeah, that's already done.
One thing you might be happy about that Reggie said though, and Coast, I think you know where I'm going with this. He mentioned that his favorite Nintendo game, his favorite non-Nintendo game, excuse me, is the Halo franchise. That he
Yes,
likes Halo.
sir.
Yeah.
That's right. I took away one of the strikes from him. I said, "All right, Rich,
There you
you're on
go.
my good side today." But 343 hasn't been on my good side. They're fucking up Halo Infinite pretty bad.
So what's going on there? Because I haven't really been following it.
I would have already been top tier ranked, Roger, if I didn't get kicked off the game every 3
Dang.
matches, and I get a loss for that. What's going on? Where's my rejoin feature?
Halo Infinite's some trash lately. I don't know what's going on over there. They're releasing a lot of stuff without no clear direction, in my opinion. They didn't really even fully release the game at launch either, and they're trying to just do a bunch of stuff at once, and it's not working. They even said that like they're trying to reconsider paths to where to take the content because just the sheer amount of
It's
negative
sad, bro.
reception. It's
Like
I will say that
Halo
game
used to knock it out with
feels
maps.
So good. Oh,
Yeah.
it feels so good.
yeah.
I loved playing it. It's just there's like I can't play on the same maps
It
over and over and
literally,
over.
Like I was really into Infinite when it came out, but I've been so deterred from playing it just because of the lack of progress, the lack of challenges, like experience I get from leveling. Like there's no reason for me to really play it unless I like just want to play Halo. But if I do want to do that, I can just go play Master Chief Collection. I'm go play Halo 3 where there's a way better progress system, way better challenges, XP gain. Like it's just a completely different experience. I just don't know how they fucked it up so badly.
Dang.
That game
Especially,
just clearly had
like,
like a
look at-
troubled development. Like
Yeah.
Look
everything
at the
from
map packs that they put out for like previous Halo games. How fast they did it.
Yeah, and they also had more than one fucking map.
Yeah, they were called map packs.
It's
No,
like,
it's like
why
it-
don't they just go back to their old maps? What's happening?
It's
Why
'cause
aren't you
it's not
using
the
those?
same team, bro. When it was Bungie, that's when Halo was Halo. When 343 came in,
Oh, Scoot
yeah,
knows.
they
He's,
made
he's,
some
Des-
good
he's
stuff.
Destiny player.
Yeah, of course, exactly. Like Scoot loves it because it's like it's that team. It's very clear. 343 was handed this IP, and they obviously they get it. Like they know how Halo plays and stuff, but they clearly just don't. I don't know. It's not the same passion. I mean, like look at the campaigns. No one cares about anymore like they used to, and all the
You had
directors
to
that had
pay for
left
the
this project.
campaign. Oh my god.
Yeah. It's a whole
my
thing, bro.
my thing is like with Halo, like I like online, but I really like playing through the campaign. And hearing this game still does not have co-op. No, I'm just waiting.
Yeah, that's pissed me off, man. Because I was enjoying the campaign, but I would have liked it way more on co-op. And like 343, I feel like they don't even know what they want to do with the story either. They're like retconning a bunch of stuff that Bungie wrote, and they're pissing off even more fans. So I don't
they're
know.
trying to
State of
pull like
Halo.
they're trying to pull like a Skywalker saga thing.
Yeah.
Man,
Where
with
they
all the talk during this Halo segment about a lack of direction and not knowing what to do with the story, sounds a lot like we're talking about Phase 4 of Marvel.
Are we getting into this?
Wait, we're doing this
We are
now?
getting into this.
I'll
We're getting
do
into
it.
this right now.
I'll say it
Don't
right
even
now.
think that was a
Hold on,
good
hold on,
segue.
say it
hold on,
right
wait,
now.
hold on, wait.
I'll
I
say
feel
it.
like we're missing
I'll
something. We're not
say it.
missing something.
Wait, I feel like
I
we
will
are
say
forgetting.
it
All right,
right now.
What are we missing? Go ahead.
Overwatch.
I'll-
Can we talk about
I'll-
Overwatch?
We have not.
Do we want to
Came out
talk about
out.
Overwatch?
Overwatch
Okay.
was set 4 hours after
Oh
the first
boy,
game.
he said
Oh my
Overwatch.
God.
Yeah. I'll start.
Okay,
So-
go ahead, talk to him.
You know what I'm saying? Overwatch. You know what I'm saying? Anybody here enjoy like, you know what I'm saying? Anyone chatters? Y'all liked Overwatch on launch? Yeah.
They said, what if we make
It's
the
the
game
same
orange?
shit. But it's slightly different.
They got absolutely no fucking business calling that shit Overwatch 2.
You know
Okay,
what I'm saying?
okay, wait.
Okay, but-
I'm glad you said that because I remember on this very podcast, I came in and said calling it Overwatch 2 is stupid, and I got told, well, what else they gonna call it?
Okay, but
Like,
what
what?
we are
But we're
playing in the
playing it now.
beta,
We're playing it, and it's the same shit.
But I know
it's
Blizzard.
not
This
content
is like-
complete.
No, you were doing
I
it.
don't
You were
give a
doing
fuck
way
about
too
no
much.
PVE, Mike. I don't give a goddamn about no PVE.
But that's the
Overwatch-
game.
No,
Like, there's
fuck
people
that,
doing
bro.
way too much. way too
Overwatch 2,
soon.
I'm playing for the multiplayer.
I wasn't.
All
So
right?
I know.
The
I know
PvP.
when Blizzard releases a game when it looks like an expansion and when they actually release a sequel. It's very obvious with that company the difference between the two. And Overwatch 2, what they showed did not look like a sequel.
At all, bro.
Why didn't it look like a sequel?
Because like a sequel to me is a jump from like Diablo 2, Diablo 3, Diablo 4. They look entirely different. There's a very obviously a different engine. If they just wanted to update Overwatch, just call it
Right, bro,
Overwatch,
how-
put a title
I
after
feel like
it.
we had
Mike-
this exact same
Mike, how
conversation
does-
last
we
week's
did.
episode with Splatoon.
Bro, how
this
does the-
exact same conversation.
Yeah.
How does the sequel of a game come out and I have the same exact skins I already had? Like, it's not a sequel, bro. It's a fucking DLC update. It's not a fucking. It's not a whole new game.
I would consider it more of like an expansion than like a
It is.
brand new game.
I think they like
Overwatch
that as
season 2.
You know what it is?
Yeah.
You know what it is? It's Overwatch Iceborne. It's Overwatch Daybreak.
it is.
It's literally.
I would like to
monster-
say I do like. I like that they made it 5v5. I think it feels.
I
better.
hate it.
You hate it?
I hate it.
Why do you hate it?
I hate it because
I have one less person calling me bad words.
I hate it because specifically, and this is like
with the volume
you know,
of words. From the fewer
it might be a
people.
me thing, but clearly when they're creating specifically, they cut a tank. So I'm only gonna talk about tanks as someone who plays tank. They clearly designed characters to be main tanks and characters to be off tanks. That was clearly in the design. They designed a lot of these vanilla characters from Overwatch 2 to function as if there were two tanks. So when you
I
take
don't-
out one tank, you basically say, all right, everybody who was not designed to be a main tank, we either have to change you or you're just dog water now.
I mean, when they talked about Overwatch 1, they said they designed the game to have only one tank. That's how they were like, initially designing the characters.
Right, but they lied.
Okay, but why remove
Okay.
why remove an entire characters and then not change any gameplay? Like
They did change a lot of gameplay.
No, they did. No, the characters have the same kits, but I'm talking about mechanics wise. You can't do anything new in the game. Like,
Is there no like big new hook? Like here's,
No,
like,
bro, no.
Oh,
It's the same shit.
I think the biggest change was Arissa's kit, right?
Yeah, but I'm
Arissa's
saying,
kit, Bastion got a brand new
Bastion- I was
kit.
gonna say Bastion was pretty
a
different.
kit change is not what I'm talking about, though. I'm talking
Yeah,
about a
but
mechanic
like,
that makes the
the
game
thing
feel
is-
like a new one.
Yeah, the thing is, you can't make a huge mechanic change on something like Overwatch without alienating the Overwatch fans that. fell
It
in love
depends
with
on
the
what
game
it
for
is,
it
bro.
was.
You can't
I
say
mean,
that.
are you asking for like a new like gimmick?
yeah, like what's
almost?
the hook? Yeah, like that's what I mean.
Normally, when you go from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4, there's something that separates them, bro. There's nothing that separates this game aside from 5v5 and some redesigned characters.
I think what the disconnect is that in a game like Overwatch, which is a character shooter, the only thing you can do, there is no real universal mechanic.
Exactly. Yeah.
So the only thing you can do to make it feel like a different game is to add a shit ton of new characters or rework. Like the kit is the gameplay. And also the number of going from 6v6 to 5v5 is a massive change. But other than that, there's no universal way that you can make a change across the board to make it feel new unless you literally make it a different game. It just can't
Yeah.
be. That's
what
what
they
that's
should've
what
done.
Overwatch.
Honestly,
That's
what
what
they could have done, and what I kind of wish they did, is integrate some of the customization we have in the PVE into the
Yeah.
PvP.
I agree.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I mean, I think they deadass said at like an early conference or something like this was gonna just be more content, but 2 like makes it like brings in new people because it's a sequel. Like it's like you see the number
No,
2
they
people
didn't.
on.
I'll tell you
Wasn't
that they did not say that because
Wasn't
the
it-
whole point of calling it 2, like you said, is to bring in new people. So they're not going to come out and tell you.
Yeah, no, exactly,
I'm adding
yeah.
that much.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, no, sorry, but I think what I mean is like I think I mixed
Yeah,
it.
if you read between the lines, yes, you
Yeah,
can
of
see
course.
that. That's obviously what they were doing
Yeah,
with this game.
like,
But the problem
we all
is
know, like,
the average
yeah.
consumer is going to see this beta,
That's what I'm
see
saying,
2,
exactly.
and see the same
Yeah.
stages just they're like 6 hours later and be like, what is this? That was my issue with them calling it 2. You can only call the sequel once. The second you fire that bullet, you don't get it back.
But wasn't this beta for like the hardcores? Because like you only got it if like you were had a stream open for 4 hours.
I mean, you can open a stream and do something else.
Yeah, but what I mean is you're not. I wouldn't call that the casual person.
No, but the casual person can just tune in and look and see like, oh, Overwatch 2, what's this about? Like it had like 1.5 million on Twitch.
Yeah, but how would you know about the 4-hour thing? Unless you were in.
No. My point is not everyone playing it. My point is people going and looking at the game to see what is Overwatch 2, and you see the same game again. Then how is this Overwatch 2?
It doesn't look any different from the first game at all, bro.
Yeah, there was one video that showed the map comparisons, and it's like the time of day has changed.
Why is it called Overwatch 2?
So if it's called something else, then it's perfectly fine. Because basically what I'm hearing is I just played Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire, and they brought out Emerald, and I'm mad about Emerald.
No, because that's
if it was called Ruby and Sapphire 2, it would be bad.
No, what I'm saying is Emerald dropped the next year, and they had new. It was obviously the same game, but it had more content in it. But it didn't take 6 fucking years to drop, and it wasn't the same exact game as the first one. Like.
Yeah,
I feel like is that the jump that we're saying? Is it Ruby and Sapphire 2 Emerald? Is that the changes, or you're saying it's less?
I don't know, bro. That might not be a bad comparison.
It's because like I said, I think a Pokemon game let's say Pokemon Black and White and Black and White 2, right? It's a sequel, but it's within that same it's a year later, so your expectations aren't high at all, and it's mainly a continuation of that story and gameplay, and obviously it's got older Pokemon and other stuff. So I don't think it's exactly the same because one is like a long-awaited sequel, whereas
Overwatch 2 has less content than what Emerald or any other.
It just for the company. It's also I can only see as a Blizzard fan because I've been a fan of this company for 15 years. But when Blizzard comes out with a game and says it's 2, that means a lot. That means a lot of stuff is just going to change. It almost will be a different game. But with Overwatch, they didn't do that. But what Overwatch 2 looks like is when they have a game that's out and drop an expansion for it.
There's also the thing that we're also just looking at, the multiplayer aspect. Aren't they also doing the whole campaign thing?
That's the thing is when this game is complete, which might take a long time with the pace they're going, but when it's complete, I think it will feel like a iterative shooter sequel.
It'll feel like an actual packaged product with everything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
even the PvP is not complete. This is a tech test. This is not what we're gonna get at launch.
I'm just so jaded with Blizzard.
What if they brought PvE
that's exactly what we're getting
and
at
that
launch.
affected PvP?
It's not supposed to. Right now, PvE is all set up to be just cosmetic. Anything in PvE only affects PvE.
Wait, what? What are you talking about?
Am I just wrong with that?
What do you mean by cosmetic?
Like PvE stuff isn't supposed to have any effect on PvP. But you're progressing within PvE, so PvE changes affect PvE. They don't affect PvP.
Yeah,
that's a trash mechanic. They definitely should use PvE in some sort of way.
Why?
I don't know. Because that would give incentive to play both.
Yeah.
I mean, they are talking about earning cosmetics in PvE.
Yeah,
at least. Yeah,
I mean, I don't know what do you want the connection to be?
I just mean it's like dropping the ball.
Something.
It's like you have half the court that you're not playing on.
Yeah, something. It doesn't have to be something specific, but anything to connect the two.
Yeah, if it is cosmetics, would that be okay?
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
For me, I'm just saying, if I was asking y'all, would that be enough to call it 2?
No.
Really?
Wait, why not?
The thing about that is, okay, but I have to take it to Blizzard again, because something like that, let me do Diablo 3 to Reaper of Souls. That was the expansion of Diablo 3 that added a lot to Diablo 3 and changed it up a bunch. Almost a new game, extensively. But it was still just an expansion. Overwatch 2 to me, again, just feels like that. And then, I just have to bring it back to this. So them releasing... But I'll say this, okay? Blizzard has been better about this recently, especially on the WoW side. They're listening a lot more. But Blizzard has a very big history of releasing something, saying, oh, this is a beta. Don't worry about it. And they change nothing. Because they're already set in stone what they're doing. And that beta was just a glorified demo.
So this is what I'm seeing. This is what I'm seeing. Why can't you justify being called Overwatch 2 when it's coming out with its own, entire
PvE like campaign thing, which Overwatch 1 didn't really have aside from like those special events.
Because why are we here, bro? Why are we here? Why are we
I
playing
don't know,
Overwatch?
bro. I don't know,
The
bro.
competitive
You're
scene
just
matters
a
way
sufferer.
more than anything else, bro.
That's why this game can't change that much because
No,
the
I
league
get
and all
that,
stuff.
but all they did was remove a whole ass character and rework some characters. That's two, bro.
I do think it is a
update.
big
That's
philosophy
patch
change.
notes, bro.
It is. It is, but I do think I've been playing it and I think it feels different. There's a feel there.
And there's an important question we have to ask you, Mike. A very important question.
Oh no.
Are you happy?
Oh, it's time. I'll
Yeah,
do it
I'm
right
happy.
now. I'll
Prove it,
do
bro.
it right now.
Prove it,
I'll
bro.
say it. I'll say
We're
it.
doing it. We're going into it. This
I
is
will
your
say it.
one and only spoiler warning for Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. If you have not yet seen this movie or care about spoilers, do not stay here. But
Oh my god.
No, he's right. No, he's right. He's right.
that was great.
Now, what we will do, as customary, whenever we have guests for spoilers, is that
Right.
I'll count down from 10, and
Yep.
then when I get to 0, Scoot will say the biggest spoiler he
Exactly.
possibly can for the movie.
Exactly.
That's
Exactly.
Okay.
tough. Hold on.
Okay,
Here
think about
we
it.
go.
Give you a second to think about it.
You don't have to think about it. I know where it.
I know what it is
Okay.
too, but here we go. Ready?
Yeah.
10, 9, 8,
8,
7, 6,
6,
5,
5, 4, 3,
2,
2, 1.
Back
Let's go.
up, man. Back up.
Who the
Scarlet
fuck
Witch
was that
dies,
person at the end?
And that nigga Doctor Strange is with the darkness, bro.
Who?
Yeah, I gotta get it out of here. I ain't gonna watch the movie, but I also don't want to hear no spoilers because I might watch that shit.
But you're not gonna watch the movie.
I might. Who knows? I don't have plans to go
you
see it.
definitely won't. You definitely won't.
How the fuck you gonna tell me what I'm gonna do? How about you get some money, you broke ass bitch?
Oh my god!
Oh my god.
Jeez.
Get some bitches on your dick, nigga.
Oh my god.
Desert dick, motherfucker.
Do you want me to, obviously, because you got to let it run for the show. Do you want me to just like ping you when we're done?
Nah, I'm gonna be here, but I'm just have my headphones off or something.
Oh, all right, fair enough. Also, Scoot, you gotta up your spoiler game because the right way to do that would be like Scarlet Witch comes in and kills Reed Richards of the Fantastic Four and snaps the neck of Professor X from X-Men. That's how you do it.
She killed
that
everybody.
That was crazy. I mean,
Captain Marvel didn't stand a chance. The British Captain America washed, sliced
Bro.
in half, trashed, took his mouthful. He blew his own brain up. What was
His
his
brain.
Simple death was crazy to me.
This movie basically said, "Yo, Scarlet Witch is the strongest hero of 616," and
She already was, to be
Yeah,
fair. I
she
think.
technically,
Bro,
even in the
this
comes, she's
solidifies it, bro.
insane. Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
broken.
And you know what's crazy? Yo, you know what's crazy? She wasn't even physically present there. She was dream walking, and she pulled up and murdered everyone.
Bro, someone in a spoiler chat posted an image of the hero group from the beginning of Invincible, and they said Doctor Strange, no
literally
other
that.
comment. And
It's
as soon as I
literally
saw Captain Carter, I was like, oh no.
Dude, like
Bisected her, man, with her own shield. It's like, jeez.
Also,
Bro, I
what's
wish
called?
this movie was rated R.
What's it called? The Office ruined it because I cannot take Jim seriously when he's Mr. Fantastic because he just
You're
he's
wrong.
that
No.
he
Bro, have
talks
you ever
like
seen
that
The Quiet
character.
Place? What are you talking about?
No, but he
Yeah,
just
that
he
guy's a
has
phenomenal
that.
actor.
Hey, what-
But he just has
transcended
that
The Office.
personality.
You know what that's like? You know what that's
like?
like? It's like saying, bro, I can't take Tom Cruise seriously. I saw him in Tropic Thunder that one time,
Yeah.
and I can't watch
No,
him in any other film. Like, what? You sound sick.
So, what'd y'all actually think about the movie?
So Scoot was trying to tell
Oh,
me some
don't.
shit. No, let me finish.
Okay.
Okay, Scoot was trying to tell me some shit about the movie that ended up being right. I actually, even though I thought the movie objectively was like around 6 or a 7, like I can off the top of my head I can name 5 other Marvel movies that I would like not like I would pick this over. I actually really enjoyed watching this because it felt like one of the very few Marvel movies that is specifically designed for people who are really into comic.
Yeah.
Because
Definitely. It's the most comic booky of any of them.
the comic book movie of all the Marvel films that's why I feel like people who only watch Marvel movies, they fucking hate it.
True. Yeah,
They
this,
fucking
this,
hate it.
This movie
because-
definitely focused a lot on. It was focusing on Doctor Strange's evolution as a character to not like be the man of the room all the time, or just multiverse shit.
Yeah,
It was like a
didn't
really
focus much
weird movie.
on America. They didn't focus on much else really.
I'll say this because this is the biggest letdown of the movie. But I went back and realized what happened. But I initially was mad that zombie Doctor Strange just talks to the girl and says, "Hey, use your powers. You've been using this whole time. Just do it." And she said, "Oh, okay." And she just punched a hole in it and was able to do whatever she wanted to do. But I went back and apparently he read the book like as it was burning and he figured out that her power was working a certain way, so he was able to translate that to her. I didn't realize that. So that makes it better, but still, it happened way too fast.
I think you might be reading into because like I thought what I liked about this movie is that with Doctor Strange, it's not really him going through an arc almost because it's like Strange has already done that, and Strange is a hero who like should be beyond that. But to me, it was like they took America Chavez and it was her going through an arc of understanding what this thing that she thinks is a curse, how it's actually a strength, and how she can use it.
I don't know what movie you watched, bro. This
There's
is definitely
no way, bro. She was
this is
barely even
definitely
in there.
Yeah, this is definitely a Doctor Strange character arc movie.
No,
for sure.
but my point is like yes, stuff happens and he moves past his trauma and that kind of stuff. Yes, I get that. But I mean like the like hero's journey kind of thing. I feel like I don't know. To me, watching it, it felt like Strange wasn't totally just doing that. It's more like he had a problem to solve. He's gonna solve it.
That was the first movie. The first movie is his origin story. They will. That's where they'll cover it. And now that they've structured what kind of character this is, along with all the other movies that he's been in, he's established as this character that they try to make him overcome in this movie. Like they show it with the watch and everything at the end of the movie. That
yes, that to me that's the biggest thing. But like I'm thinking about like even No Way Home, right? So Spider-Man already had even No Way Home part of it was part of his origin. But like there's a whole part. I'm not going to do what I was a part in No Way Home, obviously.
Are you seriously not spoiling No Way Home?
We're not doing this. No Way Home. Bro, just talk about it.
Or something? Fine, fuck it. Okay, so when Aunt May dies, obviously that's a big deal for Spider-Man. And so he has to again, as a character who's had to overcome things in the past, he has to overcome that. There's like Tony Stark when he loses all his, I can't remember Iron Man, probably 3. He loses all his suits and he has to like, how am I going to get back to where I was? Like most of those movies have a moment where the character loses everything and has to build it back up. But Strange, yeah, he gets locked up, but he doesn't like, it's not like losing everything to me. He's still Strange. He still has to figure out how he's going to get through this stuff.
Everything.
The thing about Doctor Strange specifically, and I was trying to explain, I watched it with a couple of people who don't read comic books. They only watch the movies. And they were explaining to me like what I feel about Doctor Strange as a character. And what I said was the characteristics, the only thing that separates Tony and Doctor Strange and Steven is that I would never call Tony aggressively intelligent.
Yeah.
That's like Stephen Strange is aggressively intelligent to the point of hubris and arrogance. Where Tony has this like confidence that he grew into kind of being this really pragmatic person. That's why in No Way Home, you have this whole thing of Steven being like, yeah, just kill him. Like, who cares? Like, we're going to just send them back. It doesn't matter if they die. Who gives a shit? And in this movie, he's relearning how the fact that he is aggressively intelligent and that the fact that he really truly believes that he's always right all the time and he's only objective focused is not the correct way to go about everything.
And he sees it through the other strangers that he's encountering.
Yeah.
He's realizing
I
that
can see that.
because of how headstrong he is all the time, he's failing in all of these other universes. He needs to separate himself from that in order to actually succeed.
Yeah, because like in every other universe, in every other universe, Steven is this steadfast, tunnel vision, goal oriented person that he is results oriented.
Right.
Whereas Tony was never results oriented. Tony was all about a cost and benefit. And that's where the big difference is, and that's the whole point of the movie is at the end he goes, "Oh, I get it now. You can't, because that's what Wanda's doing the whole time. Wanda's literally trying to like find her kids and doesn't give a fuck about anybody. She's fucking up this other woman's life for no reason, and he's just like, yeah, bro, like, I guess I'm a zombie now and I'm wrong. Like,
I think at the end of the movie with America, coming to terms with their power, I think part of that comes with her realizing that this Doctor Strange realizes that, or at least enables her to have the ability to trust other people, because she never has had that ability up until that point, where she realizes that his actions, at least gives her the confidence to be able to use those powers. That's how I interpreted it.
Yeah,
it could
that's
be
what,
some
that was his learning lesson.
Yeah, exactly.
Instead of
to
sacrificing
believe in
her, like
others.
she
Yeah.
she expected him to sacrifice her, and instead he says, "No, you can do it yourself."
Yeah,
She said, "What? Oh, let me just punch a hole."
Yeah.
because a constant thing that they talked about now that you mentioned is like that Strange has to be the one with the knife. So he always believes that he has to do it. Yeah, so I get that.
yeah, he like Strange. Like I said, he has to be the one. He's a martyr. Tony was never like a martyr. And the thing also that I noticed after I thought about the movie more was when America first shows up and Steven mentions Spider-Man,
Right.
she doesn't know who that is.
Yeah,
Like,
I didn't realize that too.
And so I think that the reason why he's different is because his universe is the only one of all the Stephen Stranges that has a Spider-Man. So
Didn't we?
and
Wasn't there?
No,
Didn't we
that's
just
not
get
how
the
I
two
took that
others?
at all.
I don't know if that's confirmed.
I don't
not
think
confirmed,
that.
but I'm saying out of all the ones that she's been
Wait.
to, none of them have had a Spider-Man.
But
None
she's
of
been
them.
to
She could also
That's-
she
yeah.
could have
Like
also just
76 out of
never
them.
ran
Not
into
seen
him.
Yeah, she could
Yeah.
have
No,
never
Doctor
Who the
Strange,
Spider-Man
no.
was, right? It was that
Doctor-
that Spider-Man
yeah,
exists.
yeah.
They just don't know who it is,
I don't know who it is.
which is the whole spell
Yeah.
from
Yeah,
No
it's
Way
not
Home.
it's
right.
not the spell, but
Yeah,
I just think she never ran into Peter. Is the kind of idea. She just never saw him.
No, I really think that like because even though he doesn't know who Spider-Man is, he still is growing from those experiences from No Way Home. He still clearly is a different person.
Oh yeah, well because they said you keep your memories
No,
of
yeah,
the
yeah.
event. You just don't
He
know
knows
the
of
identity.
Spider-Man. He doesn't
Right.
know who Peter Parker is.
No. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying is that the lessons that he learned as a human being, he still carries those with him. Obviously, even though he doesn't know that Peter is Spider-Man, right?
Right.
So him, like the 8-3 whatever, there is no Spider-Man. Like she's been to all of these different universes, found all these other Doctor Strange.
No, she said she'd only been to 72.
Bro, that's
So
a lot.
Yeah, but
there's
but
think
my
of how
point
many
is like
there are.
the comic books themselves count as a universe, and Steve and
that.
Spider-Man know each other in that.
I
So like,
understand.
I get what you're saying, but I think attaching it to there's no other Spider-Man and Stephen Strange together, I think that's a little stretch.
No, I'm saying that she's seen.
Oh yeah, what I think is that she just never ran into him. Not that he doesn't exist there. She just never saw him.
Exactly.
That's
It would
way
also
more likely
depend on,
that he
like-
doesn't exist.
I think it would also depend on how many, because obviously throughout this film, right, when they were going through universes, they were pretty much always traveling to New York, right? How many times prior was she traveling to New York? I think
That's
we
also
could probably
fair.
safely assume that she traveled there once to meet up with with that one Doctor Strange at the very
First
start of the
Strange
film.
that's at the front. Yeah.
Yeah, but then it's like, okay, well, if we're going to assume, let's say, Spider-Man is always in New York, I feel like it would be improbable for her to have not encountered any across the various times that she's potentially been to New York.
Maybe Spider-Man was dead in those universes or something.
That would still there would still be knowledge of Spider-Man.
Yeah,
you know?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's the only point that I'm making is that no way. Like the meme that I said before, like the week before I watched this movie, was that No Way Home was a trailer for this movie. That's obviously a meme, but you know what I'm saying. So
It's the setup for this movie. for
correct.
sure.
Yes, it's
Definitely.
I swear, I think it's more of a WandaVision movie. I don't know why or how, but I swear, it's
I felt
more-
that
it's
too.
I think
WandaVision.
it's
No,
like
for
the
sure.
villain of a lot of it.
I think that's the problem. That's the thing I want to bring up real quick, because I will preface this by saying I've watched every major scene that I care to watch on YouTube. I just watched them, and I'm going to watch this movie for sure when it's on Disney Plus in 2 months. But I don't care enough for Doctor Strange as a character to actually go see it in theaters
Wait,
yet.
you didn't see it? Oh, okay.
No.
You
So
didn't,
but I've watched every. I mean, like I've seen Black Bolt, blow up his own brain without his mouth, and like a lot of the key lines. Like I've seen everything. So speaking on that front, the thing that's kind of bizarre. You're right. What mouth is what my chat's saying exactly. the thing that I think is kind of bizarre is obviously Wanda is super important to this film. She's the primary antagonist. Everything comes into play because of what she's doing. It seems really weird to me the way that Phase 4 has been set up. Because to me,
It's fucking weird.
yeah,
What's crazy?
half
Me and Mike are
half
having
of
this
the,
discussion, bro.
I
We're
have
just
no
having this
clue.
discussion.
half
have
of
no
these
clue.
films. Half of these films should not have been films. They should have been Disney Plus shows. And half of the Disney Plus shows
Yeah.
should have been films.
Eternal.
And I think-
Honestly, true.
Right. And
Yeah,
and
I
I
can see
think
where
the
some of
key
them-
This
ones
has been four
that
so
I'm
far.
thinking of. Right. Well, in terms of the main Phase 4 movies, right, we have Black Widow, Shang-Chi, Spider-Man, and Doctor Strange, right? Those and Eternals. Those were the 5 films. And everything else was a Disney Plus show. Obviously, based on everything, the key setup for what is going to happen moving forward beyond Phase 4, like the whole 4, 5, 6, everything, is the scene at the end of Loki where they kill the one who remains, where then all the multiverses break open. Because Kevin Feige has straight up said that the spell going wrong in Spider-Man was due to Loki killing He Who Remains at the end of Loki.
They happen. I think simultaneously.
It's like right. Yeah. So to me, and yes, to people in the chat, yes, I've watched all the Disney Plus shows. I've seen all the movies. I just haven't seen this movie in theaters. I've seen where I need to see it online. So I guess the key thing that stands out to me is that if you're going to make this the super, super important part of Phase 4, it feels bizarre to tie it into one of the Disney Plus shows, as opposed to having it as even an end credit scene in one of the major films. Because Black Widow really should have been like a Phase 3 epilogue between the second Spider-Man movie and Avengers. Right. So that's weird. But
I can tell you why all of this stuff is happening, though.
Yeah,
This is also
mean,
like the
go ahead.
problem this is also the problem I knew was gonna happen, and the reason why, and this person like that I didn't want them to do the show thing, because I knew what was gonna happen was that there's gonna be a bunch of shows and you're gonna need to try to keep up with each of them. And the one time I thought, because at first I was like, oh, they're gonna be one-offs, and now they're planning on doing seasons of stuff. And to me, that's what I don't want, because like then it feels like now we're back to that where, okay, I have to try to keep up with all these things to be enwrapped in this. Whereas like it was fun to just keep up with the movies. The movie was the event. I didn't have to be there for every little show for characters. I don't care about every week.
I honestly feel like it's still that way.
Well,
If
yes
you
and
didn't-
no, right?
if
Because
you
I
didn't watch
think a really
WandaVision, you would still be up to par. You would still know she cares.
Yeah, no,
not to the extent.
they-
though. I mean, like,
if you didn't watch WandaVision, you'd be like, "Where's Vision?" Like Vision is just
No,
Well, no,
he got wiped out in Infinity War.
You would think he's
died.
still dead. Yeah.
Yeah.
oh, but he's
No, I don't think any of the TV shows are necessary.
He comes back in WandaVision. Yeah. If you didn't see WandaVision,
exactly.
you would just think he's
then
dead.
with the kids and everything too, you would be
Yeah, I guess.
semi-lost because you're
but
like,
you
well, they didn't have
lose a
kids in
lot
it.
if you lose a lot
Of
if you don't
course.
watch.
Yeah, if you-
WandaVision.
if
The thing is,
don't
like
know the
WandaVision
comics,
is
yes,
essential
you lose a
viewing,
lot.
right? And
Yeah, I feel like
I
the
would
TV
rather the
shows-
shows do what Moon Knight did, because regardless of what you feel about Moon Knight, I think the thing that it excels at is that it is absolutely a standalone thing. That they've introduced this character, you have this origin story for this character, so that when you want to introduce this character into the mainline films, you can do that without having a full-on origin story movie, which I think like would have absolutely helped with Shang-Chi and with Eternals, because at least Shang-Chi at the end of it had the little tie-in scene with Wong, right? But Eternals,
Shang-Chi was really good.
And it was very good, right?
It was.
But
Yeah.
but Eternals, I think, suffered from having a huge cast, having to cram it all into like 3 hours, and still have it be sort of an art house film.
Yeah,
Whereas
Eternals
if
was
that
fun.
was a Disney Plus show, you wouldn't have had the same issues.
Yep.
Also, like,
But my
who
thing
is
about
that girl
the
in the
TV
credits?
shows versus the movies?
Uh,
I feel like it's like when you play just an RPG. Instead of doing the main story, you're doing the side quest. Those are the TV
Yeah.
shows.
True.
Right.
You
I
don't,
feel
you
like
don't
with-
need them, but it'll help understand what's going on in the main story.
But like, you deadass won't know why, like, Hawkeye is basically retired in the next movie, and there's this other girl. You know, you won't know.
But
No,
that
yes,
doesn't
you
matter.
It goes for Yelena, to be
They
fair.
show
Yeah.
it-
They
They
are
show it in the
definitely-
main movies. that
They are
he's, like,
definitely gonna
basically
do.
done
Yeah.
in the end.
Yeah, but you won't know who Kate Bishop is, and they're definitely setting up Young Avengers.
Yeah,
So that
for
would
sure.
matter.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's my problem, bro. Is that if that's what they're doing, because they're all obviously also doing Secret Wars.
They're
So
setting up
if that's
so
what
much
you're gonna
stuff.
do,
Almost
they should have
needs.
set up Young Avengers as
No, no,
the
no, no,
Disney
no, no,
Plus
no.
thing, and they
No,
should have
no,
set
no,
up
no, no.
Secret Wars as
Listen.
the main thing for the films.
Listen. This is what's happening. There's a bunch of stuff that's being set up right now. The main thing for sure is Secret Wars with Loki, with the
Right.
Doctor Strange movie and all
Right,
of that.
right.
Young Avengers is definitely coming into play. You know, with Miss Marvel, Kate Bishop,
There's Loki. There's the
America
grandson
in
of
there.
Captain America.
There's a
like
bunch of
the original
characters,
one.
right?
Yeah.
Probably Miles, I'm sure at some point.
Also,
Yeah.
They're also setting up for the Thunderbolts because with characters like
Right.
the guy from Falcon and Winter Soldier,
Yeah.
the
I
end
forgot
credits
about
for
that.
you know
They're also
Yelena.
obviously doing Midnight Suns with Blade and Moon Knight and
Oh my
Black
God.
Knight. So I mean, this is
even
my
the,
issue, though, right?
This
It's
is
not
my
like
problem. There's like 5 different things going
Right,
on here.
Yeah,
So
but
this exact conversation is the problem. We're at that point where we have to be like, there's this thing, there's this thing, there's this thing, there's that thing.
But I feel like it's just the
No,
natural
no,
progression.
But
Yeah.
no, because I think it would have been the natural progression if they didn't do the multiverse thing yet.
Right.
But I think having 5 teams while also introducing the multiverse and time variance and also the different multiversal versions, because there's some versions like Reed Richards, this Reed Richards with John Krasinski in this movie may or may not be Reed Richards in the Fantastic Four
Oh,
movie.
they're probably going to keep the same actor.
We, but we don't know because there's a Loki that's Sylvie and a Loki that's Loki, and they're technically tied
they
to
can-
other versions.
Like
Like
leave it open, but like they introduce it to see what people think. If people
right,
like
but
it,
see,
they're going to
that's
keep
the-
them.
Or
Yeah.
and they have like Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield and Tom Holland. They're all different Spider-Man. But the issue with doing that, right, is that once you do open that wormhole of time stuff and multiverse stuff, and you've introduced all of these characters, many of which we have not even had the chance to fall in love with yet for any significant amount of time, it does not matter what happens now. They could kill any of them, and they could have 100 different multiversal versions of them, and
That's what
continuously
I
just
was gonna
reboot.
say.
And so none of it means anything anymore.
Isn't that kind of what the
don't-
comics are, though?
But I still don't agree with
Hold
that.
up. You guys are getting ahead of yourself because no matter what, the main line, the 616 characters, those if they die, I think they're dead permanently
Yeah.
unless there's
Yeah.
a huge thing.
They're probably just going
But
to
we're
kill
saying
them.
Laura's in the new
anything
Variant movie.
out of
She's like the
616.
other version from Endgame or whatever.
Wait,
Anything
what?
out of 616's universe, nobody
Gamora.
is attached to.
Yeah,
I mean,
we don't even know. We don't even know that
Gamora's here.
Gamora is.
Roger, that was a main plot point for the biggest
I
movie. for
know. But
What
that's
you're saying,
that's
I
my
know what you're
point.
saying. Listen, I know what you're saying. I know what
Yeah.
you're saying with comparison to them making all of these multiverses. They can do whatever. I think that's a benefit because they can introduce a bunch of characters that they can just decide when to kill off whenever for side characters to build up plots for their main characters that they're introducing. I don't think they're gonna go and grab a bunch of Kate Bishops or Moon Knights and stuff like that. I think they're only like maybe when it comes to Secret Wars we'll see stuff like that, but I think it'll only be the 616 cast of characters that'll be like standalone. I should
but
say.
at the same time, also, I think it's one of those things where it is reduction by addition. And what I mean by that is we're so used to having a large group of main movie-centric MCU characters, and that if you actually think about it, it shrunk significantly. Just think about it. You only, in terms of the main Avengers, they're not really Avengers, but you know what I'm saying. You have Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, Thor, the Guardians, which they're about to have their last movie, so you can count them or not. You have Shang-Chi, who is the newest addition,
And Hulk and Captain Marvel. I think that's really much.
and Captain Marvel, and then
No,
whatever.
no, because then you've got Miss Marvel, then you've got
No,
the
no,
other
the
Captain
Marvel-
Marvel. It's from
You're getting ahead of
WandaVision.
yourself. You're getting ahead of yourself.
You're like they literally don't count. So and the only people from the shows who were still like really involved would be Falcon, and would be Hawkeye.
Also, I would say Photon is not. It's not Captain Marvel.
I know, but I'm saying that, yeah.
If you didn't
But
watch
like-
WandaVision, you don't know who she is.
Right.
No,
well, yeah,
wait,
you
which
would need to
is
watch
that-
WandaVision to know who she is exactly.
No, I did. Who is she again? She's
The girl that got the powers, who used to work for Sword, right? That like fell through.
right. Yes. Okay. Yeah. That girl.
Right,
I totally
right.
forgot
Right,
about it. Yeah.
right.
yeah.
So as opposed to what it used to be, which was like Ant-Man's still there, but for right now, until his movie comes out, we'll put him to the side at the moment. But like you like take out Hulk, Steve, Tony. You start taking, and then you start taking out everyone on the other side too. So now you're really left with the same, if not a little bit fewer characters who are the main focus and will be driving the narrative.
We
As
also
opposed,
don't
and
even
now they
know-
have a whole list of ensemble characters to in a sense add to their story, who just also happen to have names.
Yeah.
As
You also have
opposed
to remember
Yeah.
that these movies are adapting. They're not 100%
course,
to the
of course.
comics. So not like these
Of course
characters,
not.
like Miss Marvel and whoever may be in the Avengers in the comics, they might not be a part of the Avengers in the movies. They might
course.
just be their own factions.
Which
Yeah.
I mean, but that's what we're getting, right? Is again, you
I-
mentioned like Young Avengers, regular Avengers, Midnight Suns,
Which I
Thunderbolts.
think is fine. Which I think
Yeah,
is
of course,
fine.
of
No,
course.
I think also this phase, like what we're seeing is like we're officially at that Star Wars point where like you consume the parts of the IP that you want to. If you get it all, you get more content, you're happy, but like you can like go to different places without needing the full context. Like that's where we're at. Whereas with the
still-
first three,
I think
don't-
even with the movies before, like in Phase 3, it was like that. I don't think it's a much like that.
but
big
now
of a
it's bigger.
difference.
But now it's
Yeah,
bigger
I don't
because
think
they have
it's
the
that-
shows.
I don't
As
think
it
it's that
keeps
much
going,
bigger.
it keeps getting bigger. Yeah.
I think the shows do make it bigger. I think that is a massive like change because like now you're adding on instead of here's 2-3 movies a year, here's like 6 things a year.
No,
You
but
know?
it's the same. But I would argue it's roughly the same amount of content.
Yeah, exactly.
I think the issue though comes in with
What
what,
I'm sa-
they're choosing to make a show and what they're choosing to make a film.
Exactly.
Because the films, I would argue that this Doctor Strange movie and Spider-Man, the last Spider-Man, both felt like Avengers level films.
Yes,
Right?
yeah.
Like in the same way that I'd say Civil War felt like an Avengers level film.
Absolutely.
In the earlier phases, right? But then you had like the main Avengers movie. But you could really watch like what, Iron Man, Captain America, whatever one you wanted to watch Avengers, watch Age of Ultron, watch Infinity War,
No, don't watch.
Yeah, no, I know, but I'm saying, but if you wanted to, right? If you just were like, I just want to watch the mainline Avengers movies, you could do that, right? And you could do and feel exactly what Tito and Coast and stuff have been saying earlier, right? Is that like it's what you put into it? And I'm not saying they should
Sure.
dumb down or like make it more casual at all. What I'm saying is that the general core direction of the story right now could not be messier because it's setting up so many different
Yeah.
things,
I don't
and
think
because
it's messy, though. I don't
it
agree
is,
with
I
that.
mean, okay, but like,
No, it is, it
here's a
is.
very minor
Listen,
thing, right?
I think-
A
I
very
think you
minor
guys are
thing.
just-
They
I think you guys are
introduced.
overwhelmed with the sheer amount of content that you're getting, and you're not used to it because
No,
not
no,
all
no, no,
of
no.
these.
Dude, I'm
shows
a
and
One
movies-
Piece fan. Are you kidding me, bro? There's no way. What?
No,
I've got thousands of episodes, hundreds of characters to like. That is absolutely not the case. It's that the core driven story things. Even if you narrow it down to say like Captain Marvel, for example, right? They introduced the Skrulls in Captain Marvel. The whole thing with the Skrulls and like the secret invasion, that could have easily been a main story of the MCU. And
Yeah,
is
but that's
now
not the
being
goal.
relegated to like a side thing.
Yeah, but I feel
right?
like they're
That's
just
not the
not going to
goal.
do secret. I feel like they just had something else in mind. So they like put it in there to kind of nod to fans, but I don't think
Yeah.
they're going for Secret Invasion.
Fair enough.
And,
fair
and,
enough. then.
and
Fine.
a lot of like you also got to remember these some of the shows and movies that they're making are not always introducing new characters. They're wrapping up character stories as well, and like letting them rest, letting them.
But
die.
they're
I
always
would argue
introducing
that the
something
best
else.
paced show is Hawkeye. Like
I'll say-
Hawkeye is the best
Yeah,
singular
it's-
story.
I'll
Yeah, I
say
agree.
this
It's like a
before I
short
go to
story.
bed.
Love Moon Knight, but I also understand why people don't like it. But I
don't
loved it.
agree.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
yeah, that's totally fine.
Before I go to bed, I just wanted to say, like, all the shows that we've seen, we have a huge bias. So you understanding that information, you can't take it away from your brain. So you think that you needed it to watch the next movie. But if you just watch the main movies, they cover all the things that happen in the show to a point where it's not necessary to watch the shows. It is crazy that all these shows exist and you can get more and more information, but it's not, to me, it's not necessary. It's not mandatory. All I watched was WandaVision and Loki, and I didn't watch the Winter Soldier one. I didn't watch
You
the
watched
Hawkeye.
like the most important
I
ones.
didn't
To be
watch.
honest.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
Those
what
are
I
the two
mean.
you
But
need
that's
to
what I'm
watch.
saying.
Right.
That's what I'm
You
saying.
don't
You
even
can
need,
do
but
that
I'm
now.
saying I didn't need to. Nothing in those movies those shows translated to the movies. I got all the same
Yes, they do.
information
Wait, no,
with
wait,
or
yeah.
without the show.
Some of the shows do translate, but I get what
Yeah,
you're
of
saying. Where you
course.
don't
There's some
necessarily
stuff,
need
but
it.
you
going
don't-
into the
it just-
movie.
Yeah,
it just
exactly.
hasn't
It's
yet.
super optional to me. It's very optional.
I feel like it's just going to depend on the movie because some stuff in some of those shows, as they keep going on and adding people back in from who are doing shows right now, they will matter. But like right now, yeah, they don't matter as much.
Yeah, there's a
that's-
lot of context in the shows that like later on might
Oh, yeah, of
need
course.
to be
It's
viewed.
definitely helpful.
Yeah.
It's
Again,
like it's like
it's all
extra
optional.
credit for the test. It's like extra study material.
Exactly.
For the test.
Because
Yeah,
like
of course.
even like
Right.
like Roger was saying earlier, stuff about Moon Knight, like it was a standalone show, don't need it. There's stuff in Moon Knight that they show that is like even after watching the Doctor Strange movie, it's very prevalent that it's gonna be used later on in the movies coming up.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
Again,
Well, I
it's
mean,
a- it's
I'd
just
be
like the
shocked.
what
I'd
if
be
show.
shocked if Moon Knight wasn't like one of the major players
No, not
moving
even the
forward,
characters,
right?
literally a concept in the show of Moon Knight. Like that's gonna be a thing.
Avatars and stuff.
The avatars and the afterlife, like because remember how in Moon Knight.
Yeah, well, the hippo even mentions that it's like the astral plane from
Exactly,
yeah,
and it's like the
yeah.
astral
Black
plane
Panther,
from Black
yeah.
Panther.
That's
Right,
So,
right, right.
Yeah.
My theory is that those planes are multiverses.
Oh, that like the afterlives and stuff are
Yeah,
multiverses.
or dimensions technically, because we again back to Doctor Strange at the end credits we get Clea, and
Right.
she
Who's the wife of Doctor Strange? Apparently, that's what Reagan was telling me.
Oh no, she
in
is
some,
the niece
in some comic
in some kind. She's the niece of Dormammu.
Dormammu. Yeah,
Who was the bad guy of the first Doctor
What
Strange?
a random
Yeah.
thing. When someone told me that, I was like, what?
But she's
It's-
actually like
it's comic book. This is comic book lore.
I know.
Yeah,
It's just,
but that's
it's,
what I'm saying. Like Doctor Strange, this Doctor Strange movie was the most comic booky movie that Marvel has ever made. And if people and you can let's put it this way: if you read comics, you know somebody who's seen it. All you need to do is ask them if they read comics, and I could tell you whether or not they like the movie.
yeah.
100%.
Like because or like even if it's like I would also include like, do you read manga? Because a lot of comic books and manga and that form of written stories are just
The original content.
they throw everything at you all at once.
Yeah.
Because you don't get that much. You get 12 pages, 15, 20 pages to cram as much content as you need and make it look good. So, and you're not out here writing fucking novels unless it's Hunter x Hunter. So, it's like, it's a different way of consuming storytelling that I would argue most people who watch Marvel movies don't like. Because it's just so, it's weird. You have to get used to it.
Yeah, this
They
stuff
do have
just
good
question,
tastes,
though, right?
tastes
Is-
way different. Which I
Right.
mean, I enjoyed it, but yeah,
They
I
do a
agree.
good job of adapting it, but it's definitely like it's even like with movies based off books, like Harry Potter and shit. Like if you've read the original adaptation or book or whatever, you're gonna get much more enjoyment out of it.
Yeah, for sure. It's just
course.
yeah, like it's
Or
just the,
not if it's like a poor adaptation.
yeah.
I just
Like I
think the weird part of this, right, is that by the time Phase 4 ends, there will be 2 seasons of Loki that exist. Like there will already be 2 seasons of one of these shows that will already be out by the time that this phase ends with, like, didn't they say Fantastic Four or something? Like we don't even have a date for Blade or Fantastic Four, and those are part of this phase. So, I mean, this is going on for at least the next 2-3 years. And I guess that's where the question comes in, right? Now, obviously, they were setting up less characters. They were laying the groundwork from the very beginning in, like, phase 1. But I think because they're throwing so much at this first one, the reason why it feels messy to me, even as somebody who enjoys manga and who, in general, really likes the Marvel stuff, is that it feels semi-directionless to the extent that I understand they know what they can set up and where they're going with it, whether it's Young Avengers or Secret Wars or whatever. But it feels like there's not as clear of a story as there was from Avengers,
For sure, yeah.
Thanos going into the Infinity War.
Because
right?
like before it was like setting up Avengers Initiative, you know.
Right.
We know that the
Yeah.
Thanos is the looming threat. We're
That's what I was
getting
talking to Mike
characters.
about.
Yeah,
There's
and
no
like,
there's no
There's
like,
no big bad that you
Yeah,
know
there's-
is coming.
But that's
No,
the thing,
not-
right?
not
Is there
that.
is
Not that,
right?
not
The
that,
big
yeah.
that, and that goes back to what I was saying with
It's
Loki.
technically Kang,
is that,
but
like,
you have to watch the Loki to know that.
But that's
There's-
my point, right? Is that they're going to introduce Kang in the Ant-Man movie, but like it's crucial.
is Kang not a Spider-Man villain? Or am I thinking
He's
something
in a
else?
lot of the.
Yeah,
he's in
You're,
a lot of
you're
the-
also thinking of possibly Krang.
Yes, I'm thinking of Krang. Okay.
No, but
That's
like
right.
with Kang on the topic of Kang,
Yeah.
right? It's
There's
like
a Krang.
that scene at the end of Loki is so crucially important to the entirety of this phase, right?
Yeah.
Like that
Yeah.
reveal that
Right.
you're gonna kill me, all this shit's gonna happen, and like. If you think I'm bad, just wait till you meet the other me's. And like you get that amazing speech from the actor that plays him, and then he dies. And then you get Sylvie standing there like, oh shit, what did I do? As all this other stuff erupts. And it just feels weird because it's like, imagine if that scene at the end of Avengers, right? Where you have Thanos turn from the chair and you've got like the guy that works for Thanos, who is the head of the Chitauri or whatever, talking to him, talking about Earth. Imagine if that was like tucked away in a TV show that was airing. Like, imagine if that was
No.
tucked away in an episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
No,
That's kind
way
of what it
different.
feels
That's,
like.
No,
that's
it's not.
it's different, man. That was setting up. It's a stepping point. What you're
Yeah.
looking for is
that's like a major
there's
character.
one event.
Yeah, but we haven't actually
need-
seen the character.
Yeah, exactly.
We saw the setup to him.
We need that
Right.
movie that introduces him for all of these points to make sense. I was talking to Mike about this. We need that movie,
Which is Ant-Man,
or
which is
whatever
next
that-
year. Right.
No, not Ant-Man. We need a crossover between a few characters that can at least introduce the overarching plot of this phase, or to the main bad guy. But I think you're too hyper focused on Kang, or at least like the main villain right now.
Sure.
I don't think we need to focus on that just yet. I think they still need to develop all of the characters that they want to introduce in this phase to go up against that bad guy or whatever bad thing is going to happen in this phase. Eventually, it will come. Like I think it leaked that he's credited in Ant-Man.
Announced
for
it. It's
Kang,
not even
but-
like a leak. Yeah.
Oh, they announced it. There you go.
Yeah,
But
they made a huge deal about it. Yeah.
But again, I was talking about, with Young Avengers, Thunderbolts, Midnight Suns. Like, we need one of those groups
Right.
to have that interaction with them still. But they're still in the
building.
works of creating those groups.
I mean,
I guess that's why it feels semi-overwhelming, right? Is because there literally is not one of those in sight for the next 3
Yeah.
years still. They've announced their whole slate of stuff for the next 3 years, and there is not one of those.
they're
that is-
slowly building to it. You can see
Of course
where
they
it's
are.
going.
Of course.
3
of
years
course.
is a long
But I think there's
time to
only
build
so much
something.
exposition and build up, right?
Yeah.
You can't do 5 years of a setup arc. You gotta get there somewhere, right?
That is a
just
good
feel-
point because like Avengers that's what all the movies since the very beginning have been like circling around. Even
Right.
even when Avengers didn't assemble for like a couple years, we still knew it was gonna happen by the very first movie.
Yeah.
Right.
And Iron Man came out in 2007. Avengers came out 5 years afterwards. and there
2012,
was a lot
right.
of movies that came out during then. This
Right,
is
but
just a different
a lot of
approach.
but eight movies is not the equivalent of 12 movies
I understand.
and 15 shows, right?
But
Like,
Yeah, we were getting way
Marvel,
less.
Marvel,
Right,
Marvel
right,
wants to amp up the stakes after
which is,
Thanos.
you know, yeah, and that's fair.
So I don't think it's I think it's messy in the sense that there's no cohesion yet, but they're
I think
doing
that's
a
on
great
purpose.
job. Yeah, it is on purpose.
I think
Yeah,
I think
there's a lot-
that's
there's a lot of
choice.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Because
they want you to,
the
they want
original
you to go
plan,
watch more.
the original plan for Infinity War, I was reading this like a week and a half ago, was to introduce the heroes for like the Netflix heroes, but they ended up scrapping that whole idea. So
Yeah.
if you didn't watch any of the Netflix shows, you wouldn't know Daredevil, Jessica Jones,
Cage.
Luke Cage, and Iron Fist. And those shows, like, even though a lot, like I would say about 35% to 40% of it is really good, nobody watched. So it's
And
like
with Thanos, we didn't even get him in the Avengers movie. We got him like 2 like big movies afterwards.
yeah.
And it was multiple post-credit scenes that they kept talking about. His first major reveal in like a film was Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, so that's what they're
Right.
doing with the multiverse. They're trying to build up Kang in the multiverse and all this stuff.
I can
throughout
see
these
because
phases.
they're setting up that not only is Kang a big bad, but the actual multiverse itself is the problem.
Yeah,
So-
I think the
Yeah.
multiverse. I honestly think Secret Wars is going to be the Avengers of this phase.
Of course,
and then it's
of course.
Move on, it's going to move on to another, still connected to, but another big, pivotal point of the MCU.
I just
Yeah.
wanted to say, to me, it's crazy how they took Secret Invasion and the Incursions, 2 major things in the comics, and made them B plots. so I
That's
think
my
once
point.
we
Right.
Well, no,
right.
I can
Well,
see that.
No, but what I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. To me, it's exciting because now I'm like, okay, they're not doing these. What are they doing?
We don't know yet if Incursions are B plots. They only got introduced now. They can still be a big pivotal thing. in
But it's
the
even
future.
like the Illuminati is such a big deal. Well, was in the comics, and like obviously they were basically in this movie to like give fan service and then show how strong
I
Wanda
was
is.
beyond confused
right.
in the theater to
Right
hear that.
over them. That was
again-
funny. It was funny to me because like they said Illuminati, and I was super excited. People next to me like, "What?"
But
like-
it's also very hard to do the Illuminati without Tony and X-Men. Like you can do it with Doctor Strange or Professor X, but it's really hard to do without Tony because Tony is the de facto leader of that. So it's like I'm actually totally okay with them just not like
Doing it and having this as like a fan service thing.
I would
Sure.
have been super mad if they brought out a Tony. Like
Yeah.
that would have been horrendous.
Yeah, I
Wasn't
thought
that one of the
might
early
actually do it.
rumors though that like Tom Cruise was going to be like superior?
Yeah,
Iron
yeah,
Man or
yeah.
something? Right.
I knew that wasn't gonna happen because I read a Reddit post months ago that leaked this entire movie. So I knew what was happening in this movie.
Nice.
Because like and this I guess goes back to what Coast was saying too with Kang, right? Is like, yeah, he may not be the big bad. They could very well have it set up where like you think he's the major bad after 6 years of setup, right? And they have like that big crossover and
Yeah.
Kang fights, and then Kang gets washed, and you're like, oh, it's actually Galactus
Not
or
even
Doctor
that,
Doom,
not even
right?
that.
Like,
It could
those are
be
the 2
Kang-
other huge ones
It
that
could
they
be
could
Kang
do. Would be
joins-
Galactus.
Somebody
Doctor
who
Doom.
Kang joins
factored-
Young Avengers and it ends up being Doctor Doom. We don't
There
know.
you go. Yeah.
We also
I
even
want
expected the
Galactus.
X-Men that they're gonna reintroduce.
Let's
We could get some like Beyonder shit. There was even an Easter egg I think I saw with the Living Tribunal in one of the multiverses that they passed through in the Doctor Strange movie. So there's a ton of like escalating villains.
Of course.
that they could
like
introduce.
Thanos really ain't shit when you think about it. Like
For
people
real.
really, you know what I'm saying? Like people really thought Thanos kind of sweet for real. Like
And we've seen like what multiverses can do already in this movie. Like fucking
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
Wanda and shit. That's and what if? If no one saw what if, like there are some huge repercussions that involve the multiverse story.
Right. With the Watcher, and then
Yeah.
exactly.
I just
So-
I just really hope that like I said, the movie I enjoyed watching it. It's gorgeous. That movie is gorgeous.
Great,
The
It's really
VFX
cool looking. Oh, for sure. Yeah.
The movie is like, if nothing else, it's a pretty movie. The VFX are incredible.
Yeah.
The set design, the costumes are great. The music is fun. There's some cheesy moments that's fine, but I think that I'm really confident now actually that Marvel has perfected the art of doing a movie for new characters. So I want to see that because Shang-Chi was even though I'm not going to talk about whether or not it's better or worse than No Way Home. I'm going to talk about I liked it more than No Way Home just because it's not 3 hours long.
I
So,
have my
like,
problems with Shang-Chi.
So I really like Shang-Chi, and I'm wanting to see more of those films. But at the same time, I really, really, really am excited for Love and Thunder because I'm of the opinion that based off everything I've seen and heard about that movie, it's either going to be fantastic or it's going to be a big 2.5 hours of nothing. And it's not like none of it's going to matter.
I think it's gonna be the latter.
I also think it's going to be.
I think it's
gonna
not
be
going to
fun.
matter?
I think
Really?
it's gonna be a fun movie. I feel like
No, yeah,
the
that's not what I'm
direction
saying.
Thor's been going has been a lot more lighthearted, and I feel like Thor plays very well in that environment. So I think this movie's gonna be pretty good.
No, it's going to be good.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. I think it's gonna be a good movie. I don't think it's gonna have much impact on the overarching.
So I actually feel like it will because I feel like the fact they gave away I can't remember her name in the comics, but they gave away that she is now Thor.
Right.
Like
I don't
in
think
that
that matters too
rebuilt.
much. I think the thing.
But
that
I think
matters
that
is
would
the
have been
villain.
but my point is I think that would have been a movie seller, like the big deal in the movie, but they showed it to
Yeah,
us. To me, that
because-
seems like they have something else then.
Yeah, I agree with you, and that I think it comes with the villain and him having something to do with
The Black Blade and all that stuff, right?
Yeah, exactly. So we'll see.
Well, the villain's Christian Bale, right? Isn't he playing the bad guy?
I forget his name.
Yes, it's like Gore the God Killer.
Yeah, Gore. And he has
Because
affiliation.
then I
with,
think, like, if his name is God Killer, then I feel like they could tie that in with Moon Knight, where you've got like the Egyptian gods and all these other gods, and
it
We'll
ties.
see.
I'm pretty sure, unless I'm wrong, the blade he has is because you've seen Eternals, yeah.
yeah.
It's supposed to be related to the blade at the end of Eternals, if I'm not wrong.
But the Blade and that guy becomes Black Knight,
Yes.
right? Who is a Midnight Sun who works with Blade, which is why you hear Blade talking to him.
Yeah.
Right.
Again, it's these small things, man. Like you get the small little tease. You gotta wait 3 years for it to finally pull off, and then you feel fucking satisfied.
Can't wait for Thor to turn into a horse. I want
He
horse
does that?
Thor. I want Thor's.
Don't they already have Frog Thor from
Talking about Manta Bill or whatever the fuck.
Shout out to the Sony Cinematic Universe, El Muerto. I can't wait. 2024.
That shit's gonna
Yeah,
be
they are
Morbius 2.
This sounds bad, but I'm kind of fine. Like I don't mind. Well, I really liked Venom 1. Venom 2 felt like a bit of a mess, but like I'm kind of all right that the Sony movies aren't doing so great, so they have to work with Marvel.
Morbius sweep, baby.
I want that to keep happening.
Venom 3 sweep, baby.
Morbius sweep.
You know,
We've all seen Doctor Strange.
Oh, Mike, say it.
Is there any thoughts on Avatar 2? Any opinions?
Oh, I'm just. It seems like a movie that I'm gonna be very.
Hey, you know what? You know what I'm thinking? I'm
pretty.
thinking that the chat, Roger, deserves to have some more merch dropped on our shop. What do you think?
I think we could drop a little bit of merch. What do you think?
I think it's a good idea. I think the streets have been wondering.
All
when
right,
are we
well,
gonna
if
get
the
a
streets
shirt?
have been wondering, let's go on JapanTime.shop live
You have to add
right
him. You have to
now.
add him.
Here we go. What'd you
Ladies and
say?
gentlemen,
Wait,
the
show
shirts
me.
are here.
You gotta
Right
add
here.
him.
Ladies and
Oh, hold
gentlemen,
on.
Oh,
Live. Oh, here we go.
get your mom's credit card.
All right, we're going to listings. I'm setting this live right now, guys. All right, let me give you some options right now. Okay,
Where's
we
the
got
background music? Oh, we don't
we
have
got the
Ricky.
red tee, we got the black tee, or we got the white tee. Which one you want to launch today?
Here,
Well,
Roger,
you only do one.
Roger,
Only do
Roger,
one.
sell it to them. Sell it to them right now.
T.
Open this up.
Black.
To the black or the white?
And
Now, the
another
black one,
Roger.
the black tee
black
has
always.
the white Japan Time clock on the front with a white and red logo on the back. The red Japan
I
Time
cannot
tee
hear him.
It's so
has the
loud,
white
bro.
clock
Turn the music down.
and the red Japan Time tee has the white clock and the white logo on the back. And the white Japan Time tee has the red clock logo on the front and the black and red logo on the back. We can launch one tonight Which do you guys want to launch?
Black or the white one?
The black one always.
I'm biased. I like my white t-shirts.
Black. Duh.
Black always.
Like what? Launch all three of them, man. Stop playing.
Yeah, launch all three, bro.
You know what?
You think we should launch all three?
The
Launch
streets
all
have been
three,
the
bro.
streets have been good.
But-
Give it up to the streets.
Okay, so Roger, I got
we made
a
him wait
question.
for the jackets, bro. Just give him all three.
I mean, I kind of want to make them wait just a little bit, though,
That's
right?
crazy.
How about we drop an exclusive blue tee?
An exclusive blue tee. Well, you know what?
But Roger,
That would be good. That would be good to drop an exclusive blue tee if I was not buying time to click active on all three, on the black one, on the red
There
one,
you
on the
go.
white one, and
There
now
you
all
go.
three of them are actually active on JapanTime.com.
shot,
So,
baby.
if you would like to click the refresh button, just do it a couple times because the last one's still loading. You might have to do it a couple more times,
There it
Shofu.
goes. I see
But
it.
if you
Hey,
click the
chat.
shop button, the white one's already up, so there we go. Okay. Now the black one and the red one should both be available as well. If you guys click that,
Why
all
doesn't
three
it just
should
wait?
be
Doesn't
available.
it just drop down and have more colors?
No, so the issue is that because they're all individual pieces of stock right now, that you can't
They're
have
all
all three of them
individual
connected
SKUs.
yet. That will change. That will change. But yeah.
Look at this image,
Bro,
Sakura.
what did Sakura just post? Hello?
Wait, what is this? What are you just
Hey, Show, look at your hands, bro.
Look at what Sakurai just posted.
right on the back?
He's choking the shit out of Deoxys.
Bro, he's about to. Oh wait, we stopped talking about WandaVision. Not WandaVision. Fucking
Yeah.
Doctor Strange. I can't.
Oh,
I know
I
what you're thinking.
Professor X. I know where you were going. I know where you're going. Yeah, yeah.
There it is.
He's about to pull off that shit.
so Roger,
Yes.
what about my brothers and sisters with long hair? What we
Hold the L.
Yeah.
Long hair. What do you mean?
long hair, so any design that's on the back doesn't get seen.
Hold the L.
Oh, well, then obviously you wear it in a ponytail or something. Like, what are you doing? Yeah.
Get a haircut, brother.
You got the logo on the front. You got the logo on the front. You got the logo on the back. That's it. It's not meant to be the whole design. It's just meant to be a subtle thing in the back. You don't want to have too much on the, just the clock is enough. That's fine.
I can't even believe he asked that question.
Right. No, like you're not about to wear
I'm
a jacket
sorry
or
for not
something.
accommodating for you.
But the
sir.
jacket's got it all over it. Like there's a lot more.
Bro, the
Look,
jacket.
if you gotta consider,
Maybe you
if
should
you
buy the
gotta-
jacket then,
if
honestly,
you gotta
is what you should
consider
do.
what you wear because your hair is blocking the back of your shirt, that's a huge problem, my brother.
I'm just not alone. That's all.
You're
That's all
not
I'm saying.
alone.
You're
I'm
never
trying
alone,
to
of
reach
course.
out to include those
Okay, why don't you
who are
conform to
in
get a
my
haircut?
position. That's crazy.
It's not.
Oh, you getting a haircut is crazier than him
You know-
redesigning the entire
So
shirt.
no, I'm not asking to read. I'm not asking. I'm not asking to redesign. I'm saying,
Of course.
we more options. That's all.
Well, then, you know what? Here's what I'm going to say. What you should do, you tell me what you want, and then we go on LIFO and you make one of the shirts for yourself. Whatever you want,
You know that. You already know.
do it. I mean, that's all you got to do. We have all the fun. Fake Rogers Face did it. We can do whatever you want,
We already did this. You
Or,
already
I'm saying,
know.
or you could rent out a kiosk in a mall and make those shirts like they be doing.
You fucking press
But you're
your
not
own
going to
shirt.
have, you could do that, but you're not going to have that same quality print that LIFO has. You're not going to be able to have them made in the same
That's
place
why I
as
want this.
Uniqlo.
I really
You're not
want
gonna
to
have
see
it in the
what they
same
make.
place.
I'm
Of
excited
course.
for the quality. I want to see it.
Of course, you can make whatever you
By
want.
the way, if you purchase a T-shirt, if you purchase all three T-shirts, you should have them throw in Ricky Pillbox.
That'd be fun if you get all three.
If you buy all three, then you should get. a free
And who's gonna
Pillbox.
pay for that? You gonna pay for it?
Talk to Alex about it. Yeah, we'll hit him up. Make it
So I,
happen.
I'm just
if you
kidding.
don't mind, I have a. Well, I think it's a funny story. But,
Let's hear it. Yeah.
The hair thing, because
Let's hear it.
this is back in like high school. My hair used to actually be all the way down my back, like all the way, like longer than I think any of you have ever seen it. It was incredibly long, but I cut it shorter for high school because I went to a Catholic school, so they had a dress code that had to be above the collar, and they just let it grow out over time. And one of my friends, his mother works at the school, so they had him ask me because the school didn't want to come up and ask me like, "Hey, you need to cut your hair," because they thought I was Rastafarian. It was a part of my religion. So he told me that, and I just laughed, and we just never said anything about it. They just never made me cut my hair.
Right on.
You had to be there.
probably wasn't going to hit. I thought so.
Now the funniest thing is when they thought you was good at football because you had dreads.
Yes, I was wondering if I told you that.
That's the one you should have. That's fucking
I was wondering if
crazy.
I told you that because they thought I was going to be amazing. I sucked.
And also for people wondering about like the prices of the merch and stuff too, if you're looking on the site, the coffee mug and the pillbox are both $20. The hats are $25, as are the shirts. You can get a hat or a shirt. They're both $25. The jackets, there's still a little bit of overstock, but I don't think they're allowing you to order the overstock yet. That'll be later in the year. And then the plushies are $30. And I think there's like less than 45 now. It says 45 available. There's less than that. I could look on the back end because it says there were additional 18, so 18, 45 minus 18, whatever. Yes, all U.S. dollars, by the way, too, chat. All U.S.
We got
dollars.
any discount
Also,
codes? Any discount codes?
no discount codes yet, but there is something important we should be saying, actually, which is that we still have the Nintendo Switch giveaway going on right now as well. If you check the Japan Time Twitter, I will retweet it as soon as the show is over. There's a link to the Gleam giveaway. All you have to do is follow the Japan Time YouTube channel, which now has a custom URL, because people were talking about that last time. If you go to youtube.com/Japan Time Podcast, that will take you to our YouTube channel now. We have a custom URL.
God, what
Very
the fuck?
nice. Yeah, there you go.
No, bro, I am flabbergasted at something else, bro. Why is the shipping for our shirts so cheap? What the
Look at
fuck?
that.
That's what I'm
I like to see it,
saying.
man. You gotta say, we got the cheap shipping because we're doing it for all of you. We don't care to make a lot of money on this. We made a lot of money on the jacket campaign. This is for all of you to get some nice Japan Time merch at a reasonable price, cheap shipping, high quality merchandise.
Buy the fucking shirts.
I thought that
Absolutely.
conversation was to go a completely different place. That was funny to me.
Yeah. Definitely. Also, yes, if you do end up getting a jacket or a shirt or whatever, by all means, please tweet us, take photos, send it to us. We will retweet you from the Japan Time account, so long as you're not doing something inappropriate. And and if you're not interested in just our merchandise, you want to get a little extra content from us, we also want to let you know that we did a full watch through of part 2 of season 4 of Ozark that is now available on our YouTube channel. youtube.com/Japan Time Podcast. Me, Zeph, Mike, Ricky Cocaine, naturally, and friend of the show, Gold Sake. We all watched the final 8 episodes of Ozark. It was a lot of fun.
Oh,
2 long
announcement
streams.
I forgot to bring up today.
You please, by all means, bring it up.
I am 100 chapters down to being caught up on One Piece.
Wow, you did it, man. Good job.
Yeah,
I am near
we
double
will
digits,
absolutely
brother.
have a discussion. Shofu, you said you're at episode what? Like 900 something? You're still Act 1 of Wano, right?
Yes, sir.
There you go. Both of you guys could catch up maybe at the same time. Be all caught up by the end of the story arc. That'd be kind of hype.
So we gotta catch up. I need these Warriors to go ahead and catch up to these Grizzlies in this third quarter. That's what I need.
Speaking of catching up, I need to get to Endwalker now.
That's right. We got to catch us on some beauty sleep.
I'm here,
So thank
bro.
you, everybody, for tuning into tonight's show. We will be back in 2 weeks. Hopefully, there'll be some cool announcements by then. That'll be, the end of May? So maybe we'll get, like, a Nintendo Direct teased by then or some other news that might be kind of cool. Any games coming out in the next 2 weeks that we should be alert?
I don't think so. I don't
No,
think
May sucks, bro. Everything's in June.
Yeah, Strikers is the next game we're looking forward to.
Yeah, June is cracked. Like June has that, it has Fire Emblem, it has DNF Duel, it's got Sonic Origins, it's got
a lot of
million
stuff.
things. Yeah.
The calm before the storm.
There you go. Calm before the storm. There you go. All right. Well, until 2 weeks from now, we will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye, everybody.